And we are now.
Live now we start the theme music?
I got to start it because we are also live on Redline Radio LLC.
Shut up and sit down.
Welcome everybody to this evening's edition, game show edition.
Oh my God.
Dueling Aces. As we get Mike on the road and we get Mr. Burrich here just getting in.
Telling you how to do with the beer.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh, he froze.
He's even froze. See, the beer got him even froze over there already.
Oh, and I know he's got to be sitting there going, what the heck's going on? There he is. Now he's unfroze. Can you hear us now?
No, he's not plugged. There he is.
There he is.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Burrich.
Hey, Burrich.
Hey, what the hell just happened?
What do you mean, what the hell just happened? You tell us.
Oh, there it is.
The beer was holding him up.
No kidding.
I don't even have my beer ready yet.
Oh, that's not good.
It's also disastrous.
I know.
I need you to put team.
I know. I'm going there. Don't worry. Trying to remember how do I do that.
Where's your whistle?
Right click up on
right
the
click on your name.
440.
George, where's your whistle?
Oh.
The whistle was retired 4 years ago.
Okay.
27 Technical 5.
What?
Yeah.
No Fox 40, huh?
No, the Fox 40 is officially retired. 100% retired, that bad boy. You know, it starts, you know, it even starts tasting a little funny after so long.
I used to.
Oh, they do. I know.
Mine was cracked in half all the time because Oh, there it is.
They're pretty brutal.
Where is she going? Why didn't you take that turn?
Mine was always cracked because I used to chew on mine all the time.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was going to say, definitely. What's up,
I went
Colleen?
through 6 of them and cast away.
Colleen's joining us. What's happening?
Is that better?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
I know I am.
Once Akers gets to his house, he'll be all set.
Mr. Otis Wallencheck's watching also.
Sweet.
Are we live on Facebook yet or no?
We are live on
Yes.
Facebook and we
Just
are
shared it.
live on Redline Radio LLC streaming live.
Sweet.
Why is Matt tagging me on Mud City?
I don't know. Why would he?
I don't know. He just tagged me somehow, unless I read it wrong.
Not
Adam's
sure.
already at it. He already said F Akers and suck it suds.
Wow.
Nice.
Adam's covering all the bases right out the gate. Mr. Burrich, you want to update us with that fun information that you literally just found out about an hour ago?
Yeah, hold on. Let me grab my paper. Just 1 second.
Fucking Toronto.
Well, actually, Doug, you also just...
All right, so find out that yesterday or early this morning, found out that Toronto was going to play in Pittsburgh, their home games. They were going to share PNC Park with the Pirates.
Yeah.
Then comes a story about an hour and a half ago that the state of Pennsylvania denied that request. What happened was Toronto was looking for a place to stay because Canada told Major League Baseball your plan was shitty, which everybody knew that was going to happen. So they were looking for places to play. Everybody thought Buffalo because that's their AAA team, but their players want to play in a Major League Baseball stadium. So they were looking for places, and Pittsburgh said, sure, why not? The Pirates manager, Derek Shelton, said he had no problem sharing the field with Toronto. The GM for Pirates, Ben Sherrington, is actually a former Blue Jays executive. So he worked with the Allegheny County executive and the mayor of Pittsburgh to iron out all the details, and everything seemed to be fine. And then the state of Pennsylvania put the kibosh on it. The governor came out. Governor came out and said, "Nope, your request is denied." Then the Secretary of Health for Pennsylvania, Dr. Rachel Levine, came out and said the reason why they were denying it is because there is a significant increase in COVID-19 in southwestern PA, and that adding travelers or more professional teams to the region would put people at risk. So now they are not playing in Pittsburgh anymore. So there's only really three options. Number one, Baltimore, I guess, was another option, to go along with Pittsburgh. So Baltimore still might be an option for them to play in. Two, like we said all along, to go play in Buffalo. So that one is kind of still on it's on the back burner, but I don't think it's going to take any traction on that one because they, like I said, players don't want to play in a minor league park. They'd rather play in a major league park.
Right.
Option three, which I think is more logical, and I think they might lean towards it, is wherever they were, whatever team they were going to play against at home, they would just go to that city and be the home team. So say the Indians were supposed to go up to Toronto for a 3-game series. Now with that option, the Toronto Blue Jays would come play in Cleveland, but Toronto Blue Jays would be the home team while the Indians would be the visiting team. So those are the three options. I'm thinking the third one would probably would be the most picked one out of and Major League Baseball. If Baltimore and Maryland says sure, go ahead, then those other two don't matter. But if Baltimore comes back and Maryland comes back and says no, we kind of agree, we don't want them there, and they don't want to go to Buffalo, that's the third option is probably the only option they're going to have to go with.
Why not, between Baltimore and Washington, D.C.?
Well, they have to go with however the schedule works to have the event.
Well, that's why the dual. I mean, they're close enough that you could put them in one hotel between the two stadiums, and you could still, match up with the schedules.
They don't really want to have to keep doing that, though.
The thing is with traveling, they don't want these players to travel as much. I know they're traveling. That's why they made their schedules to be regional, so they're not traveling long distances.
Well, they would be facing Baltimore and Washington anyway.
Correct.
But they don't want these guys traveling all over the place. They want them secluded as much as they can, even though you can't really seclude them as much as you can. They want to make sure.
They don't want them traveling all over the place, but yet they'll have them as a traveling team throughout the whole season. That makes sense.
Well, I understand that, but how.
Yeah, but if you look at the schedules, their travels are really close to one city to another. So, like for an example, when Pittsburgh and Cincinnati play each other, they're within a day or two range with each other. So, like for an example, with Toronto, if they had to face Chicago, for an example, their next B would be like the Chicago Cubs if they were in the same division, stuff like that. If you really go through and look at the schedule, their schedules are pertaining to why one city is within a 50 to 100 mile radius, for an example.
Again, that's why Baltimore and Washington would make sense, because you had Baltimore, Washington, the two New York teams, which are only a couple hundred miles away. You have Boston, which is a couple hundred miles away. They're all within a few hours drive. The furthest one would be probably the Marlins.
But
that is a 12-hour drive. A 12-hour drive or a 2-hour flight.
I'm
Are
thinking
they in the same division as Marlins?
No.
All right.
Well,
they're in the AL East. Marlins are in the NL East.
Well, it would be the NL side.
Yeah.
But
I think the reason why they don't want to would not want to do something like that is because I think they just want them to be in one stadium and one stadium only. If they can get one stadium or city to let them in.
Right.
I don't disagree with your point, Doug. I think that's an excellent point. But with everything going on, I think they just want them secluded in one place so they can just say, okay, you guys are staying there. and this is where you're going to be at for the whole, not the whole time, but for your home games. Because if you start traveling back and forth, playing your home games in two different cities, then do the players even want to do that? Just going back, hopping back and forth. That's
that also
well, they're going to be. Everybody's going to be hopping back and forth no matter what. It's just a matter of quote unquote claiming your home stadium.
Right, and that's the thing. Do they want to go hop back to two stadiums, calling their home stadiums? That's my thing.
Right, then they're not going to do that.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, here's
Doug,
the question. So if another team was to take over that, what?
Stop, Doug.
Wait, hold up, F you, Akers. Thank you.
He is Doug. You've got the Brinks truck update.
Oh my God! Yeah, hold on just one second. Let me pull that up for just one moment. Holy balls!
Brinks truck. Who got some money dropped on him?
Mr. Mookie.
Oh my God! Oh
Mr.
yeah,
Mookie.
Betts.
Ooh.
Betts. Yeah, he's got 1 year and $27 million left on his current contract, and he got a 12-year, $365 million extension on top of that for a total worth of $392 million.
Wait, how old is Mookie Betts? 29?
No.
How old is Mookie?
Oh, let me see here.
Mookie.
I think 27, I think.
I thought he'd be like 39.
I think
he's 27.
27.
So
I just hope it don't happen how Pujols. You remember Pujols deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
where he's going to retire.
So, what was his final chunk of change?
392 for over 13 years, including the 1 year left on this one.
I thought that when you put that on the messenger, I thought I saw that they're replacing this year's with that contract.
No, it's in the
okay.
Yeah, it was added on.
Okay.
It's added on.
Mm-hmm. They took care of the extension early.
Burridge is freezing. Burridge, are you trying to pull an Akers?
No. Hold on. There I am.
There he is.
Bandwidth is low.
Akers, what are you doing?
I've seen more of Akers' neck inside of his
because
face.
I'm walking with my phone.
You by the way, have a skin condition. You need to see the doctor. I saw some moles on the side of your neck. You might want them looked at.
Yeah, you might want to check that earwax stack.
Hey, tell me how it looks.
I saw a couple moles there. I'm concerned.
Couple of what?
Moles.
They're growing out his ear.
I don't know.
Squirrel.
Just Akers' head.
Squirrel.
No, squirrel.
What's up? We got Sada jumped in. Austin jumped in. Mr. Rupert, by the way. Doug.
Mr. Rosberg. Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
I'm sorry. Adam,
a right-hand man in film.
What's up, guys? What's happening? Akers, are you ready yet? For the love of God, you really need to fix that ceiling.
I told you
I was thinking too.
Down.
I'm like, dude, finish the drywall.
That's the ceiling, the wall. What is that?
That's
the
ceiling.
That's the return duck.
Oh, that's a duck? Oh, okay.
Ducks?
There we go. Finally, I saw you
all. Hey, George, why don't you explain the rules to the game?
I was just going to go over.
I'm already.
Brother.
All right, I'm switching.
Yep, you go ahead and switch. Because he's going to... I'll even make sure he's... Bye! Booted! See ya! Ryan, you froze again. Mr. Burridge, are you still there?
This is gonna be their excuse for losing to the Michigan people. You know that, right? They're setting it off.
Technical Team Ohio's having issues.
I was going to say, and he never has issues.
Hey, George, if they do win, that's the only Michigan win they'll get in the last how many years against Ohio team?
We're talking college, I'm assuming, because
Mr.
They
Burrich,
won't be professional.
you must be using somebody else's laptop
Mm-hmm.
because
I know. Let me click out and I'll come back in.
the camera is really it's a very larger wide lens this evening. We can see more of the El Patio. It's quite nice.
My thing keeps freezing up though.
Yes, it does.
Let me click out and I'll come back in.
That's how like it was that first
I can
hot
have
tag.
that.
And I noticed he's not wearing a hat, which he normally wears. I did not know he was part of my clan.
Yes.
Yes.
He
I'm
is.
part of your clan too.
I saw that earlier, but I didn't know he was.
Yes.
The big
There's
clan.
multiples. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey.
We shouldn't have Ohio versus Michigan. We should have the bald versus the hair.
Was that supposed to be like shirts and skins?
Yeah, pretty much.
Grass don't grow on a busy street, so.
Right.
I'm just leaving that alone.
There's so much brain up there that's pushed all the hair out.
That's right.
Uh-oh. It's like, come on. He can't get back in. Really?
Here's his.
It'll be fine. It will be fine. All right. Let's get this game show kicked off. Lots of people are waiting for this ordeal.
Oh, brother.
Your expectations are way too high, folks.
Yes, they are.
Let me put it to you that way.
Oh no!
This will not go well.
Lower the bar. I'm telling you right now, lower that bar.
I think I said something when I shared it. Come watch this clusterfuck or something like that.
Oh yes,
that bar is way too high. Clusterfuck won't be it's an understatement.
Hey, I was being nice to y'all.
Akers, you see what Wonchek just said to you? He gave you an FU.
Oh, well, you know what? Thanks for reminding me. I gotta get on.
All right.
Hopefully that's better.
All right.
Okay. All right. This is the way this little show is going to work this evening. Everybody has 5 questions individually to start. The second round will be team questions that you will collaborate with your other teammates on. And then the third round, where we will have the hands up for no cheating, will be toss-up questions. And there are about 20 of those. And there's a board. So you'll actually be able to, like Jeopardy, you'll be able to choose. So I have a board prepared.
By the way, Andrew, you shaved.
You know what?
Where have you been?
Time.
I went for a walk on Friday or on Sunday. It was 94 degrees here, and I came home and I shaved right afterwards.
I didn't have a haircut for 6 months, and my wife said I look like a homeless guy, so I finally had to get a haircut.
Yeah. Yep. Same.
All right. The first contestant up is Mr. Zoltz.
Okay. First off, let's get this out of the way. Nobody told me there would be a test.
Second, I need somebody smart to cheat off of.
I need somebody to cheat off of. All right. You've got 30 seconds.
God damn.
I can do a lot of Google searching.
No shit.
No, there won't. Oh, no. You don't have a lot of time to even.
That's why you probably said 30 seconds.
Because it's going to happen fast.
Oh, Lord.
So once I finish the first question, just like on Family Feud, the clock will start after I finish reading the first question, and you'll have 30 seconds to get through these 5.
Do you have like a buzzer to
Yes,
Wait, you got 30 seconds to do all 5?
Oh,
Yep.
this is gonna be a quick over.
Oh my God!
Wow.
And I'm still. Oh Lord. Okay.
Now remember, I put these.
So this is the fast money round.
I put these in your wheelhouses. So and believe me, it took me a lot of time and energy to put these together just to make sure that it's specified into your guys' wheelhouse of being aces here. So
let me get it out of the way now. Then thank you for all the hard work that you've done, George. I'm sure this is going to go great. Please ignore the fact that I'm going to log off immediately after my questions.
The cluster bomb starts, right?
Everybody be quiet so you can get his questions in.
All right. Zolt.
Hey, George.
So a stripper walks into a bar, and I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Adam wants to know, so are we able to not help in the comments? He wants to know.
That's correct.
No
I
help.
don't think the comments will be fast enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I got 30 seconds for 5 questions.
Yeah.
And this is true Family Feud. I can pass and come back to, correct?
Correct. And I'm going to tell you, I ran through a lot of testings with this 30-second timer. It's going to be tight. It's going to be real tight.
It's going to be tough. I'm talking about wrestling questions too.
That's
Oh
all right.
my God.
That's all right. Expectations are 0. We can only go up.
Exactly. This is the dumpster fire you've always
right there.
Are you ready?
No, but go for it.
He said no.
Okay. The Detroit Red Wings drafted who in the 1983 draft 4th overall?
Let's go 83, Steve Eiserman. What the hell?
What are the measurements of a hockey puck?
Fuck if I know. Pass.
How many Stanley Cups have the Red Wings won?
Oh, shit. 11.
True or false? Wayne Gretzky has won a Stanley Cup with the Kings.
Ooh. False.
What year was the first Stanley Cup game played?
19.
Time's up.
19. It was 19. Definitely the year 1980.
1919.
Well, you get Steve Eiserman is correct. The measurements of a hockey puck are 3 inch by 1 inch. You are correct on how many Stanley Cups have the Wings won. It was 11. It was false. Gretzky never won a Stanley Cup with the LA Kings. And what year was the first Stanley Cup game played? Was 1894.
You're close.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
He said 19.
You set
so.
that bar way too high, by the way. I'm fearful.
I apologize, fellas. I really do.
No, that's
I was not
Good
expecting that
answer.
whatsoever.
Thanks for helping me. I'm fucked now. I'm going over 4, over 5.
well, we're gonna go. Suds, you're up next.
Son of a bitch.
Why are we doing 2 Team Michigan in a row?
Because after that it's 2 Ohio in a row. Relax, calm down. All right, Suds, are you ready?
No.
Of course not. In the 1979 NBA draft, this Spartan was selected number 1 overall.
Isaiah Thomas.
What is the size of an NBA basketball?
16 inches.
How many NBA championships have the Pistons won?
3.
What was Michael Jordan's number when his jersey was stolen?
Well, he had 23, but I believe it was 45.
Where was the first NBA basketball played?
I was going to go with Indiana.
Oh, it wasn't Indiana either.
Can I steal
that 30 seconds is rough.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, like you got.
Can I steal some of the answers?
What's that?
Can I steal answers?
No, you cannot.
I want to answer like 4.
That would have made it better, though. You could like steal the ones they got wrong.
Right, I know.
I got nothing right.
You actually got 1 right.
Did you get the first one wrong?
1979 Spartan drafted was Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
28.5 for a basketball, right?
29.5 inches for the basketball. The Pistons have won 3 championships. That's the one you got right. Michael Jordan's number that when it was stolen was 12 when his jersey was stolen. The first NBA game was played in Toronto, Canada. It was the Toronto Huskies against the New York Knicks, and the Knicks won 68.
What the hell? Toronto Huskies? The name of oh, okay.
The Toronto Huskies.
That sounds like a damn movie than a damn team name.
Right? Clint, guess what? You're up.
Next. All right. 30 seconds. Oh, my God.
Come on, Clint.
You act like you can't last 30 seconds.
Come on, Clint. QOH.
All right. WrestleMania 1 was held at what venue?
Madison Square Garden.
True or false? The Undertaker made his debut at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view? What year
True.
did SmackDown air?
1999, I want to say.
WrestleMania 2 was held in 3 different states. Name them.
Oh, I want to say Illinois. Pass.
How many TLC matches have there been?
Pay-per-views or matches?
Matches.
God, I don't know. 20.
I got a protest, by the way. Out of the other 2 people that got theirs, they both had true or false questions. I did not have a true or false question.
You didn't need a true or false question.
Yes, I did. Clearly, I did.
Okay, WrestleMania 1 was held at MSG. Undertaker made his debut at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view is false.
Oh.
Doug?
Oh, shit. It was the one in November. The one in November that they held.
It was a Superstars taping. And that's
Oh,
why
I want to, yeah.
Doug's shaking his head. Doug knew. Okay,
I didn't know that one.
Doug,
Superstars taping? God.
Just for the S&G factor, Doug, what was Undertaker's original name when he was coming in as The Undertaker? Do you remember?
Kane the Undertaker.
That's right. It was Kane the Undertaker.
Yep. Kane the Undertaker?
Yes, Kane the Undertaker.
It was really weird that they came up with Kane as his brother.
That's why that's where they got that name from.
Now you have something to share with Rob on Saturday.
Wow, such imagination.
Yep. 1999 was correct for the SmackDown airing, by the way.
Oh.
And you nailed the one that I thought you were going to miss, actually, for the 3 states. Illinois was correct. You nailed that one.
The other 2 about to be super ass easy up there. WrestleMania 2 was bad though. Like I tried to X that one out my head.
WrestleMania 2.
York,
yeah, that was bad.
California. New York.
New York and California.
I was gonna say New York is one. I don't think I could have got the third one.
Yep, New York and California.
I think I remember Illinois because of the Macho Man match. Like that was the good one.
And how many TLC matches have there been?
I don't know that one.
11 TLC matches.
Oh, wow.
I was 11?
Yes.
11.
Wow.
So what's the score right now?
Well, right. Let's do one more Ohio because it's been 2 Michigan and 1 Ohio. So
right.
I
just want to know the score.
Yeah, it's right now. It's
unbalanced.
4-2.
Adam said he thought he made his debut at Survivor Series. They thought it was a pay-per-view. Superstar. That's a good one. All right.
That's when Brother Love was his manager, I believe.
Correct.
I love you.
Right,
Oh
Aaron.
God, yeah.
Aaron,
Stay focused.
Aaron, you look a little nervous.
Nah.
Aaron got this, man.
All right, Aaron. What year was the launch of the Michael Jordan shoes?
85.
Why were the first Jordans banned by the NBA? 20 seconds.
I'm gonna pass.
In 95, the second highest signature line of shoes were released by Nike for what player?
Repeat that.
In 95, the second highest signature line of shoes were released by Nike for what player?
Nike, by what player?
15 seconds.
Scottie Pippen, maybe.
Who was the first baseball player to have Jordan issue baseball shoes? I'll finish that up. Who was the first baseball player to have Jordan issue baseball shoes?
Derek Jeter.
Okay, we did not get to the last question. The only one you got right was that question. The launch of the Jordan shoes was 1984. The reason why they were banned is it violated the NBA's uniform regulations. The NBA fined Michael Jordan $5,000 per game that he wore them, and Nike paid for all of those fines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wear them all the time too then.
You're paying my fine.
Paying my fine.
I don't understand that. Think about that too. What was the other one that one of the football players kept drawing?
No, this isn't a freaking, don't dump me. In 95, the second highest signature line that were released by Nike for what player was Penny Hardaway?
Oh.
And the question that we did not get to was how many versions of the Jordans have been released? And
that would be 20 what?
26.
Well, I want to know that I wear Nikes, so.
Doug, you're up.
What's the score?
Me.
4-3.
Yeah.
4-3. Guys,
4-3.
we can't lose this. I mean, this is all on you guys now.
We still got 2 more rounds left. I don't know what you're talking about.
Talking about.
Yeah, this is just the first round.
What's up, Ray? How you doing?
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Doug, are you ready?
No, but let's do it.
As ready
As you'll ever be, right?
Right, as long as I can hear you.
Okay. Cy Young managed what team?
Yes.
What is the size of a baseball?
4 inches diameter.
Yes.
That was his answer, George.
Go.
Yes. The diameter of a baseball.
He said 4 inches.
4 inches. 4 inches.
What was Ryan Rua's number with the Texas Rangers?
2.
What was the longest world? Excuse me, I'll pause this. What was the World Series drought for the Cubs? How long was it? Up till 2016.
84 years.
Who is the Cubs' winningest manager? Oh, Doug, it was a brutal round, brother.
No. Questions have been brutal, man.
Yeah. There's some
Young.
bullshit here.
Hold on. Cy Young managed the Red Sox. The size of the baseball is 9.25 inches.
Oh, I was 875.
Ryan Rua's number was actually that you were thinking of his high school number. His Texas Rangers number was 16.
I was going to say 16. Okay.
Good. How long was the drought? 107 years.
Yes, God.
Shit.
I hate you for making us relive that, George.
Well, he's a Cubs fan, and I
thought, man, why did I?
Right. No, I can't even say that though, because like when the Cubs did beat the Indians, it was cordial. It was cordial. Wasn't no hate.
Oh, that was brutal.
That was
brutal.
It was.
I apologize.
The Cubs' winningest manager, by the way, was Frank Chance.
I was gonna say Dusty Baker. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, it does. I would body slam Dusty Baker in a heartbeit.
No,
Burrich.
You want to irritate me real quick? Talk about him.
Mr. Burrich.
Go right ahead. I'm ready.
What's up, Mary? How you doing?
Mary just jumped in. How you doing, Mary? This has been hilarity at its best so far. Mr. Burrich.
Is that what we're calling it?
For him, maybe.
All right, Mr. Burrich, are you ready, sir?
Hold on.
Come on, Ryan.
Yes.
All right.
We're only down 1 right at this round.
What team did Ted Williams play for?
Boston Red Sox.
What is the weight of a baseball?
8 ounces.
What high school team did Ryan Rua play for?
Marion L. Steele.
How many Indians are in Cooperstown?
12.
Who is the Indians' winningest manager?
Nikes. I'm going to go with Lou Boudreau.
Okay, you have 2 correct, sir. Ted Williams played for the Red Sox. The weight of a baseball is 5 1/4 ounces.
I should have known that. It's in the goddamn rule book.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is being an umpire.
I thought that was a softball toss to you.
He deflated it.
You mentioned Ryan Rua's college, not the high school. The high school is
no, you didn't.
No. Their high school is Marion L. Steele.
Yeah.
His college was Lake Erie College.
Yeah. Oh, what team? High school team. Amherst. Yeah. Okay. Amherst.
Yeah. You went by the high school name. I'm looking for Amherst Comets. You went with the first name.
Which technically he's still correct because that's what they're called.
Correct. That's what it's
called. 20 Indians are in Cooperstown, by the way. And yes, Lou Boudreau is the Indians' winningest manager. So you have 3.
So I got 3. There we go.
Shrods, are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
This could hurt. This
no choking now.
This could hurt.
Hey,
but
no choking like Michigan.
Andrew, I have faith in you. I have faith in you. All right.
You just got to get one right to beat Doug.
I'm just, I actually almost feel sorry for him because he's been on hiatus for weeks and he comes back to this.
Oh no, I'm pausing like Birch. My screen's freezing.
I'm sorry, that's a 0? All right. In 1902, Michigan beat Stanford 49-0 in what inaugural game?
Rose Bowl.
True or false? Michigan has won more Rose Bowl games than Ohio State.
Actually going to say false.
What season did the Patriots go to their first Super Bowl?
1985.
Tiger Stadium was formerly known as?
Oh, crap. Pass.
The Detroit Red Wings in 1926, when joining the original 6, were known as who? The Detroit what?
I don't know. Should have been a Dave question.
I think I might have 2 of those, maybe.
All right. The Rose Bowl is correct. Yeah. Michigan has been to the Rose Bowl 20 times with only 8 wins, and Ohio State 15 times, also with 8 wins.
Yeah, thanks for throwing out the with only 8 wins. That was necessary.
Yeah.
So what's the answer? Tie?
Tied. Yes.
Oh, that's a bullshit question.
That is a bullshit question. That is a bullshit question.
You asked who won more.
He got it right.
Based on percentage, it would be Ohio State with the higher percentage.
I'll take.
But I
ding point.
Specifically said has won more, and the answer was false. So he got it right.
Okay.
85 for the Bears was correct.
Nice.
The Bears.
Yeah.
Correct. Tiger Stadium was formerly known as, I would have taken Navin Field or Briggs Stadium.
Briggs Stadium. Yeah.
It should have been multiple choice.
And then
more time.
And then
the Wings.
Red Wings were known as.
I'm trying to think. They've previously been known as both Maroons? The Falcons and the Maroons. I'm trying to remember what
it
they
was.
were.
The Falcons and then the Cougars originally.
Ooh.
Cougars is what.
Cougars.
They want to offend nobody, so they went to the Red Wings.
Cougars.
Tommy, did you get right?
3.
I was going to say the Flint City Tropics, but I
So
think
it's
that was the basketball.
Yeah.
So Acres.
What's the score? What's the score?
I think we're up by 1.
No, it should be tied, I think.
Should be.
Or are we?
No, because we should be up by 1.
We were up by 1, and then he got.
Birch got 3,
and then
I got 3.
So we should be back up by 1.
Yeah. Long way to go. Long way to go, boys.
True.
Yeah.
Round 1.
7-6. Acres, it's all on you.
What a shocker. It's
Hey,
like,
don't fuck it. Hey, Acres, don't fuck it up.
hey, you were
we
supposed
have
to
faith
give
in
me the
you,
lead
Acres.
so that way in the 10th frame I wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah.
Have faith in you, Acres. You need
You
2.
are not an anchor bowler by any means.
All right.
Don't listen to them. They don't have faith in you whatsoever.
Acres.
I got you, Acres. You got this, man. I got faith.
All right.
Reverse psychology, Zolt.
Here we go.
Nathan, 2 of them.
All right. Ozzie Newsome has how many Super Bowl rings?
1.
What running back is known as the tie between 2 cities as he played for the Browns and Ravens during the transition?
Wait, say that again. You cut out there a second.
What running back is known as the tie between two cities as he played for both the Browns and the Ravens in the transition?
Eric Metcalf.
As of the end of the 2019 season, how many quarterbacks have started for the Browns since 99?
17.
How many games did Cal Ripken consecutively play?
Till he finished or until he broke the record?
How many consecutively played?
2,282. Right.
Cal Ripken's younger brother, Billy, played baseball. Name the middle brother.
Shit, I don't remember the middle brother. Damn it.
Okay. You got a big fat 0.
What a shocker.
Yes! We won a round.
Round one champions.
We're getting off. I'm cutting off the damn show.
No,
Wait, at least my 0 nullifies.
I got a question about the Doggy Newsome. Was it as a player or as a an owner?
That's what I was trying to say. Are you going as an owner? Are you going as a general manager or just a player?
It's total. How many has he won?
So then you're going to say 3?
No, the answer is
he won 2.
2.
Oh, that's right. He's got the champion. Never mind. That
never won one with the Browns. Never made it.
Ernest Biner.
Ernest Biner was the second one.
Ernest Biner is the running back that made the transition between the two. 30 quarterbacks have started for the Browns since 99.
You were thinking starting of the season there.
Probably right.
Yeah.
Hey, can I point out something? Just to point out.
Nope.
Really?
Yes, I agree with Colleen. Some of these questions need to be more specific.
That's what I was like. I don't know what he said. Cal Ripken. I'm like, well, what is he trying to say? I was like, oh, you want to know the amount of games that he actually played, or how many? That's why I was curious. I was like,
it was laid right out consecutively.
I told you, you were kind of gutting out there for a second. That's why I had to lean forward to the computer.
26,032. They're 2,632. And the middle brother of Cal and Billy Ripken, his name is Fred. He was also a good ball player, but decided he was going to be a mechanic instead, but did end up coaching his daughter's softball team.
That's like that's like the oldest Manning. He was really good, but then he said, screw it.
Yep.
Actually, he got hurt.
He's the Cooper of the family.
All right. On to the team round.
I'm throwing a protest already.
You can't.
On the team round? Suds is from Canada. He's not from Michigan.
As Canada's just an extension of
Canada
Michigan.
belongs to Michigan. I mean, come on.
Canadian, eh?
That's bullshit.
I am American. I am a second generation citizen.
You got your green card.
Suds, we got your back.
You only got his back because he's for your team. That's why he's from Michigan.
Okay.
Well, who is he going to rely on? Don, you just went 0 for 5.
All right. Team Michigan, your first topic for your team question is the Armando Galarraga's almost perfect game on June 2nd, 2010. There are 4 questions for this topic. You've got 30 seconds. Who was the Tigers' opponent for this game?
Anybody? Pass.
I want to say it was Chicago.
Wait, is it just for Team Michigan or for everybody?
Just for
That's what I lost on. You said Team Michigan, and then
this
you
is just for
question.
Team Michigan.
Okay.
Can we get the Ohio people to shut up?
Yeah, don't slip the answer because we know it.
Mute yourselves.
I want to say it was
So it's hurry up because you only get 30 seconds.
Chicago, move on.
Who was the umpire that blew the call?
Jim Joyce.
Who was the first baseman for the Tigers?
Miguel Cabrera.
Who was the batter called safe on the play?
Pass.
Who was the Tigers' opponent?
We already said Chicago.
Okay.
Wasn't it the?
I'm thinking it may be Toronto. I don't know. It was either Chicago or Toronto. Or
Wasn't the Indians there, George?
Wasn't it us?
Yes, it
was it
was.
Cleveland?
It was the Cleveland Indians. And
I know the batter.
Grady Sizemore, right?
Grady Sizemore.
No.
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 It was like a backup infielder or something like that.
That is correct.
No, Ronnie Belliard.
Shortstop to Asdrubal Cabrera for that day was Jason Donald.
Yeah.
I remember him. He's behind on baseball game because he's good against left-handed.
I mean, Kipnis was the other game I'm thinking of.
Did we get anything right?
I haven't watched a baseball game in 15 years. How do we get all the baseball questions? I don't know.
Be patient. There's more. Oh, wait. There's more.
Oh, wait.
Jim Joyce was correct and Miguel Cabrera was correct. So you guys have two there.
Still one of the best umpires ever.
I would say the same thing. I'm not going to hold that against him. We all make blown calls.
Yeah. I like how Galarraga didn't hold it against him neither, though. Like,
no, he doesn't.
Now he does.
Okay.
He sued Major League Baseball.
Okay, Team Ohio, you ready? Your topic is June 4th, 1974, 10-cent beer night.
Well, you were born when this question came out.
I wasn't even born.
Wasn't even born.
I wasn't even thought of.
Who was the Indians' opponent?
Texas Rangers.
Yep.
What was the score?
Final score was 0-0. 1-0 Texas.
Who was awarded? So who won the game?
Texas.
What famous Indian was playing first base for Texas at the time?
Was it Hargrove? No, not Hargrove.
What'd you say?
Was it Hargrove? No, wasn't Hargrove.
It's either him or Andre Thornton. I'm going to go Hargrove. Hargrove. Yeah, we'll go Hargrove.
Good move, because it was Hargrove.
Wait, was there only two members on the Ohio team?
The other two wasn't born.
Once he said 10-cent beer night, I'm like, oh, that's a Texas Rangers.
Okay, the only one you got incorrect. The score was actually 5-5, and the umpires in MLB decided that they were awarding the win to the Rangers due to the fact that the Indians fans jumped out of the stands with knives, chains, and the seats to attack all of the players.
Wait, they might get hit with a bat.
It was a tie game, Ryan.
Here's the bigger kicker. The Indians players were all told to go out and help defend against the Rangers players to get them all into the dugouts, which did occur.
You said it was a tie game. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, y'all. I had no idea about 10-cent beer night. I'm
thinking
it's like 17 years past me.
Hey, George.
George,
next time
I was thinking forfeit. Yeah, I was thinking forfeit 1-0.
I can't even help out when I'm not even born or thought of yet.
I'm 81.
I'm the youngest one here.
How old are you, Akers?
35.
Oh, you are younger than me. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I was born in 81 and I kind of knew about some of those.
I was born in 91.
Once he said 10-cent beer night, the reason why that is because the Indians, was it last year? Yeah, the last year when we faced the Rangers, they actually did 10-cent beer night again, but it wasn't the giant cups. It was those little shot cups.
Right.
It was like jokingly around.
This
beer night or something like that.
This disaster actually came after the Texas Rangers had a nickel beer night.
Yeah.
And the Indians were playing the Rangers then for that game.
In Texas.
Was Bill Feck the GM then? Because he always came up with some crazy shit.
All right.
So we're tied.
Team Michigan.
What's the score?
We're tied. They got 3 out of 4. We got 2 out of 4.
Yep. So that was.
We're up by 1. That's a tie.
Total.
Yeah.
0-0.
I'm not laughing, Suds. I knew what you were talking about.
It's 9-9. It's 9-9 right now.
9.
Team Michigan, you guys are back up. You have 20 seconds.
We still doing steals?
No. 20 seconds for this round.
What's the topic?
He likes throwing shit out there. I like that.
I try.
In 1983 Iserman draft, name 4 other players in this draft who eventually played for the Red Wings. You can shout out as many bodies as you possibly can. 20 seconds begins now.
Luke Robitaille in that draft?
I don't know. Bob Probert probably was already in the league.
That's one.
Nice. Joey
Larry-
Koser.
That's two.
I don't think Lidstrom was in that draft, but what the hell? Just start shouting names, dude.
In Iserman's draft, Larry Murphy.
Not too shabby, guys.
What'd you say, Doug?
There were 8 guys.
I don't really follow hockey, so I didn't have a clue.
Doug, don't worry about
it. The eight guys were Lane Lambert, Peter Klima, Bob Probert, Joey Koser, Chris Pusey, Stu Grimson, Dominic Hasek, and
I was going to say Hasek.
Hasek was that draft, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Really?
Not bad, guys.
Stu Grimson was
That's what I didn't know. That was
You got a pair of them.
All I know is Suds look great up there. That's all I know.
Nothing.
Sud said Chilios. Did you get that in there?
I didn't say nothing.
Team Ohio. Ready for yours. You have 20 seconds. There are 6 current U.S.-based wrestling promotions. Name 5 of the 6.
Impact Wrestling, AEW, WWE,
Ring of Honor,
TNA.
That counts as Impact.
Yeah.
NXT.
NXT.
I think I'm WWE. Oh, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Oh, he said American.
Yeah. We got 4.
Yep, you only got 4. You got WWE, AEW, and Impact. There is also NWA.
NWA got canceled though, just recently though. They ain't on no more.
It was still counted as a current U.S. based. And Major League Wrestling.
So what's the other one we got? We got 4 of them, right?
Yeah, you got Impact, Ring of Honor, AEW, and
Ring of Honor. I always forget about that.
Yeah, Aaron said Ring of Honor. I said New Japan, but he said U.S. based.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, half the wrestlers go over there anyways are from America, so what the hell?
Team Michigan. 10-second timer.
Jesus.
Ooh, 10.
Yep. What is the address of Tiger Stadium? What was the address of Tiger Stadium?
Trumbull.
Something Trumbull Avenue.
2121 Trumbull Avenue.
I was going to say 69 Trumbull Avenue.
Jesus. Ohio. 10-second timer for you. Besides the Browns and Indians, what other pro team played in Municipal Stadium?
Besides the Browns and the Indians?
Oh.
Was it not the Cavaliers?
The Rams.
The Rams.
Oh, the Cleveland Rams. Oh, you.
Oh.
I was like, not played outside yet.
Big kick in the balls. Yep, I know.
I never even heard of the goddamn Cleveland Rams.
I never heard of them neither.
He's right.
Short-lived.
I was about to say, what are you trying to say, the Cleveland Spiders?
No.
Cleveland Rams.
Fuck is the Cleveland Rams?
Yeah, they played in NFL at the same time. Says they played in the AFC.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is that the LA Raiders, St. Louis Raiders, back to LA Raiders?
Okay.
Now?
Team Michigan. You've got 30 seconds for this one. This upcoming year is the 90th anniversary of the Detroit Lions. In 1, 2, 3 questions are part of this, okay? I'm going to give you all 3 questions.
Andrew's already sweating.
And then I'll start the clock. In 1930, the Lions were known as what team? How many championships did they win? And name the 4 fields that they played in.
Ooh.
Your time starts now.
Okay, they played in Pontiac Silverdome, Ford Field, Tiger Stadium.
Yep.
I don't know about the fourth.
Didn't they win 6
How many titles?
championships?
What was the
How many
I
titles?
know they won like
What were
4 in
they
a
known
row.
as?
Let's go with
4.
6.
I would say 6.
4 titles is correct, Suds.
4.
what was the Tigers first name of the Tigers' first stadium?
I don't know where they were before Tiger Stadium. I don't know.
They played at the University of Detroit.
No.
First.
I was going to say University of Michigan. I was thinking that.
Nope.
Did you get anything right?
Suds pulling out the fly ball of 4 titles.
Actually, that was Doug.
Was it Doug?
Yeah,
because I said
somebody.
Like
I got to give him credit on something getting right.
I heard 4.
Yeah.
So you get the 1 point for the 4 titles.
And that's it.
And that's it. The Lions were known as the Portsmouth Spartans from Portsmouth, Ohio, of all things.
Okay.
So see, we exported something to you all.
You guys are
Thanks
talking
a lot.
about a baseball game that was in like 1970 something. We got a question about 1930.
Don't worry. The Ohio team, the Cleveland Indians, are celebrated 100 years. After the Grand Rapids Rustlers moved from Michigan to Cleveland in 1900, the team was known as who? How many World Series titles do the Indians have? And name the 3 stadiums that the Indians have played in.
Well, I know they got 1 World Series ring.
Progressive
They have
Field,
two-
the Jake Field.
Progressive Field, Jacobs Field,
Municipal Stadium, Progressive Field, and
Jacobs Field.
And League Park.
Correct.
They
Two
have
World
1 World Series.
1
2
World,
World Series. No, 2.
Cleveland
Have one.
Spiders.
And then the Spiders. And then they were.
Braves.
No, stop. Spiders. No,
That's-
Spiders were. That was a Negro.
Told you. They were
5 seconds.
before.
They're the Cardinals or something, probably.
I think it was it a bird?
With the
All right. It is correct on the 2 World Series. And it,
1900 something and 1940.
and,
48, that's the only one I know.
Right?
and the League Park, Cleveland Municipal, and the Jake are correct. The team was known as the Cleveland Lake Shores.
Oh.
All the dumb names
Right?
they could have come up with.
I'm like, I know the Braves were there. Like he said, the Spiders.
There
was
were
a bird, but
5
I'm
different
Yeah, it was-
changes, including the Naps, which got named after.
That's what I was
Oh,
going
after
on
the
there.
baseball player
Yeah.
for some weird reason. Yeah.
Okay. Something a little bit more current for both teams.
Hey, George.
Oh, Adam said he just won a Jose Canseco batting helmet.
Yes.
Mud City.
Who did?
You did, George.
You did.
Congratulations.
Hey, I'll take that Conseco.
I want. Really?
Don't stand by no wall and have
Where'd
baseball
Canseco
drop
come
on
from?
it.
Wait a minute.
Huh.
Where was I invited?
Interesting.
I've been asking for a Conseco all this time. Why am I losing out of this?
You
Well,
want the
that's
ball?
interesting.
You want the
Somebody
ball to
has
hit
a
off his head.
Montana
I
helmet.
said the ball gonna hit off his helmet. Don't stand by no right field, left field walls.
Nice.
I was actually
Sun
at
was
that
in his
game.
eyes.
We'll talk later, Akers.
Ugh.
All right. Michigan
D.
team.
Gordon will trade for you.
These 3 teams have been to the Super Bowl only once and lost.
Arizona Cardinals.
Carolina. Or no, this was Carolina. No. Shit. What was it?
The Cards is one.
Cardinals.
Jacksonville
Yeah, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
and Tennessee Titans. Oh no, Tennessee. They've
Yeah.
only been once too. I think it's Tennessee.
Yeah, but
Tennessee Titans.
Okay, the Titans
I would
and
say-
Cardinals are correct. Jacksonville has not been to
I
the
think I
Super
know the
Bowl.
third one.
The Chargers were the 3rd team. They lost to the 49ers. The only year I decided to pick the Chargers to win something, and
They lost.
they lost.
1994. Stan Humphries was the quarterback.
Yep.
Bobby Ross was the coach. Can I
Thanks
go
for
on?
reminding me.
The Titans lost by a yard.
Yep.
Yes, they did.
A yard.
By a yard.
The longest yard.
The longest
Okay.
yard. That was it. That
Jeff.
was the Steve was McNair. What? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
McNair.
Yeah,
McNair.
Aaron
Yep.
McNair.
Throwing that
Okay.
deep to Gage. No, Gage. God, I used to remember the receiver's name.
Wasn't that the same year though?
He could.
Music City, the Music City Miracle was the same year on that run, right? Figured they win that way, then lose by a yard.
Oh my!
Okay.
He got so close to the end zone. I swear to God, I thought they were calling touchdown on that.
He
All right.
tried.
We have
And then just ran out of time. Couldn't get back to the ball fast enough.
right.
And that was 2001, 2002.
I thought it was
I
99.
think it was 99.
No, 2001 was the Ravens. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. I think it was 99. Yeah.
I think it was Kevin Dyson they threw it to, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what. That's what.
Mike Jones made the tackle. Mike Jones. Oh wow! All right.
I almost said it.
Your question. 30 seconds. These three teams have been to the Super Bowl once and won.
They've been Super Bowl once and won.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying there's been one team's been there and won
Jets.
once and then 3 times. Only 3 teams. Is that what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jets.
10 seconds.
Jets.
Rams,
Colts.
Seahawks, Buccaneers.
Bears.
Colts.
They have only been once, not twice. So the Seahawks don't count. They've only been once. The Jets was correct. The Bucks and the Saints are the other two.
I did yell the Bucks.
Go back to the tape.
I was gonna say, yeah,
I yelled Bucks.
the Bucks was one.
I was saying Bucks was 2002.
Yep.
They beat Oakland, right?
Rich Gannon style MVP gets shut down.
Mm-hmm.
That was devastating.
Yes,
But he got beat out
that
by
was-
Mike Allstott, so I could. Or no, was that Work done? Work done in stock.
Work's on.
I like Mike Allstott though. He was
Brad Johnson
And Joe Juravicius.
Was
God, Joe
Brad
Juravicius.
Johnson the quarterback?
The quarterback was not Testaverde. It
Brad
was-
Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
Brad
Yeah,
Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
Yeah, for Tampa, yes.
Testaverde took every team he played on to the playoffs, but just couldn't win a Super Bowl.
He was too late. It's like he would go to a team that go to the playoff, then he'll leave. Then like a couple years later, that team he played for won the Super Bowl. It's like, oh,
Let's build
So
you
he's-
up.
like, oh.
Would you imagine he had to be on a team that could not be on the same color because he could not see who it was?
Oh, you must be talking about Vinny Testaverde.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't even hear
randomly
it.
knew that one, huh?
Oh my God!
Now, what is this?
Okay. This is your board. There are 16 squares here.
Boy.
All right.
You just pick random squares.
The socks and sneakers, the duel going down, the aces going across, Akers in the top corner, Rob and Clint underneath Akers, Zolt in the bottom corner, Burrich there under the C, and Durkin underneath the A. So you guys will pick.
Oh, wait a minute. What about Andrew and Doug? You never said anything about that.
All right.
Well, Andrew
Because
doesn't
we're
look
the
the
daily
same
double.
Andrew's totally different now. And actually, Doug is too, because Doug looks like he's huddled up a little.
It looks
A
like
little bit, yeah.
It looks
I
like
was
someone's. It looks like someone's goosing Mike in that picture. He's like, "Hey."
So, right now the Team Michigan is down 24-16.
Ouch.
OH.
Each
IO.
each of these squares is worth 5 points. So you guys can catch up real quick.
So it's still teams, so we can just pick whatever one, and the whole team can answer. Correct?
This is toss up. So
anybody who shouts it's my for the team Michigan and O for the Ohio team. So this is going to be a little tricky because I need to make sure that I'm paying attention to the screen.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
So the first person who does say it, I will turn around and let you know that you rang in first, and you will you'll give me the answer to the question.
I have a question.
If it is wrong, somebody else can jump in to give the answer from the other team. They get first. So if somebody from Ohio answers incorrectly, Team Michigan, you have the option to steal that 5.
I'm hating, man.
If neither side gets it, then
you can spell out a 4-letter word. Maybe tomorrow we can get to 5.
Adam.
Come on, man.
Adam, you're killing me, Adam. You're killing me.
All right, so if Ohio misses it, Michigan gets a chance to steal it.
Yeah.
If they answer it wrong, can we steal it back?
No.
Okay, so then the question's done.
Dead. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's all you had to say.
After 2 incorrect, after 2 incorrect guesses, the question's dead.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we know the answer, we got to say, oh.
Oh.
I swear, you guys.
Okay, Doug, that was done a little too well. Thank
you very much.
Especially because you're a my.
Hey, you told us
hey,
to answer.
Doug, now
let's
let's
to answer that way.
My, real good with that. My O.
All right.
Doug, you won the award for the night on that one.
Yeah.
I'll give you 5 points for that.
Hey, we're not giving points away now. Come on.
No. Doug, pick a square.
Let's go for it. Let's go for me. Fuck it.
You want to go for you?
Yes.
You.
Okay. Question where Doug is at. Which 2 teams have the highest perfect World Series records at 2-0?
Oh, I know one of them. I don't know the other one. I don't want to give it away.
Remember, ring in my or O.
God, I know one.
If I ring in, can the rest of my team help, or is it you have to answer it yourself?
You're pulling the weight.
You're pulling the weight.
Oh.
God, I'm trying to think.
I know one of them too.
Won the World Series one time.
I know the one.
I think I know one of them.
Yeah, I only know one also.
Wait. Sorry.
Say my.
Go ahead, Andrew.
The Florida Marlins.
That's correct.
And is it the Texas Rangers?
That is incorrect.
Do you get minus points if you get?
Good shot. Good shot.
No minus.
Okay.
Go ahead, Burrich.
I knew Florida.
Yep.
I'm going to say Houston Astros.
That's incorrect.
Damn it.
The other team was the Blue Jays.
Oh, 91-92.
Back to back.
I knew it was Florida Marlins.
Right away, yeah.
Florida Marlins too, yeah.
That was my first thought, was Marlins.
Yeah.
The only other
Marlins we
team.
lost to back in '97.
Yeah, I was thinking of Minnesota too, but I couldn't remember if they had went to more than the 2.
I was thinking
I know
Milwaukee,
Buffett
actually.
got one, doesn't he?
Andrew, since you went ahead to
I'm thinking Arizona, but they only went to 1
I'm
though.
going to let you pick next.
Oh, we'll go with the A for awesome.
You want the A. Okay.
Oh, I thought that was supposed to be like grid lines there. That's how I use them.
You want the A.
He wants the D.
What team?
Well, I didn't pick the D.
Yeah, because you know that's coming.
What team is perfect in obtaining the Stanley Cup? Who has a perfect record for the Stanley Cup?
With more than one win, or
They've gone and they have won.
Every time.
Am I?
Go ahead, Suds.
The Canadians.
That is
Montreal.
incorrect.
the only team I know of that was there that's won at least one time and never lost again was.
You need to turn around and say OH if you want it.
I know, but since they can't answer, I could talk to my team.
No, you cannot.
Oh, you didn't say no rule like that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
You're not listening.
You gotta speak clear.
You're not listening.
What?
Turn up your
OH.
speakers.
OH.
Aaron,
Washington Capitals.
that is incorrect.
Red
The
Wings.
correct team.
Was it the Vegas?
No, not the Red Wings beat Washington. Not Red
Wait,
Wings.
was it the,
I was gonna say the
was the
Rangers.
Avalanche or the Blues, one of them teams?
The Colorado Avalanche are a perfect 2-0.
Well, I would have knew that one because that's a
Perfect,
hockey
I don't
team.
Quebec never made it to the Stanley Cup, huh?
Not till they went to Colorado.
I was gonna say, yeah, like the year after they left.
That's when they got Patrick Roy.
Yeah, because the Wings obliterated Montreal.
Yes, we did.
Or Quebec, I mean.
I
Aaron.
still think they need a hockey team in that city. But
Aaron, go ahead and pick a square.
Give me my socks and sneakers.
Socks and sneakers.
Your feet stand?
No.
Okay, get ready. Who has never been to the World Series? What team?
My
Andrew.
Tampa Bay.
That is incorrect.
You've never been to the World Series?
Tampa Bay. I'll have to look that up.
Go ahead, Burridge.
Seattle Mariners.
Correct. Seattle
Tampa Bay
Mariners.
went with Joe Torre.
are the
Or not Joe
only
Torre.
team. The Seattle
John
Mariners.
Ryan.
going to help everything, and I don't want it sprayed in here.
The Seattle Mariners are the only team who have not been to the World Series.
Joe Madden, that's who it was. Joe Madden was Tampa Bay's manager at the time when they went to the World Series.
I think David Price was a rookie that year too.
Yes.
I remember Evan Longoria.
That Longoria.
Dude, what happened to him, man? He was a beast when he
the
was with Tampa
outfielder is
Bay.
now in Arizona, right? Or no, LA.
You talking about
LA.
Carl Crawford? Wasn't he with that team too,
Yeah.
man, I think?
Was that team? I thought that was the Marlins that he was with. Maybe I got them confused.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were making fun of how Tampa Bay
Burridge.
should be in the World Series being cheaper than
Burridge, pick a square.
than the Yankees.
Let's go to our favorite. I wish he was. Want him to come back. Let's go with Durkin.
Mr. Durkin will be by soon. He'll be by soon. I know.
We miss him.
Yeah. All right. Let me reset the counter. How many NBA finals have there been?
Raymond.
20 seconds.
OH.
Go ahead.
67.
That is incorrect. Team Michigan, 10 seconds.
Anybody else want to guess?
89. Am I?
That is also incorrect. It's 146 NBA finals have been played.
Really?
The most.
Yeah.
Yep. They have the most. I nearly,
Man, Suds, you were supposed to know that answer.
I nearly about died when I saw that. I was like, no freaking way.
I was sitting there staring at Suds. I'm waiting for him to ring in and say the answer.
I would never. I would never have thought that.
Does that include like before it became the NBA?
That it was the total. When I researched it and I inquired NBA finals, it came up 146.
I think you get the 146 confused with your boxer that lost 146 straight times.
Yeah. Suds, pick a square.
Let's do the letter D.
I know.
The letter D.
That's what she said.
Oh, this is going to get ugly. What team
has the worst Stanley Cup record at 0-3? $20 seconds.
Am I? I'll go San Jose.
Incorrect.
Oh, the Kings.
That's also incorrect.
I was going to say Vancouver.
I was going to say
That's
Canucks.
correct. That's a Vancouver Canucks. Would have been correct.
I was going to say,
Vancouver
if no one
would
says
have been
anything, I'm going to shout out Canucks, but it was Canada team. I knew it was one of those. I couldn't remember which one.
Damn it. If you were going to say anything, Clint, I was going to just say, I guess Vancouver.
Yeah.
I was actually staring at Suds the whole time, waiting for him. I'm like, all right, if this is going to whale down for the last 5 seconds, I'm cutting him out.
Dave, pick a square.
E.
He wants the E. Come on, get yeah, I know, right? I'm good, but not that good yet. Whoo, okay. Reset. Who has the most Super Bowl wins with a perfect record?
OH.
Am I?
OH first. Burrich.
Joe Montana.
Incorrect.
Really?
Are you talking team or player?
Doug.
Bradshaw.
Incorrect.
Are you talking team or player? I'm just curious.
It was the Ravens at 2-0.
I was going to say it's the Ravens with 2-0, but if you really want to throw Baltimore in there, they're 3-0.
But you didn't specify. You got to.
specify.
I was thinking player.
Yeah, we're thinking player.
Well.
Well, nobody got nothing.
I got shut out, and then they started saying players, so I figured I missed something.
I'll give you a new question. That's not a problem. I have backups since I foobarred that one.
I was about to say that's the Ravens with 2-0.
It's all right. I have backups. Don't sweat it.
All right.
All right. Let me get that one out of there.
So we're still on E, right?
Yep.
All right.
Did he say players?
Mm-mm.
He said who though.
He said who?
Yeah, he said who. So
Who and not what team?
Right away I'm thinking players.
And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking something different.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if players Charles Haley. I'll have to look that up because I think he has 6, and I don't know if he ever lost.
Right. Okay. I'll reset the clock. I'll reset the clock. Hey, even Alex Trebek fucks up every now and again.
Yeah, but they cut it out of his video.
Yeah, I know they had it. We're live. Sorry. Okay. Besides the Bulls at 6-0, what 2 teams are also perfect in the NBA Finals? Being undefeated. What 2 teams are also perfect?
Am I?
Go ahead, Suds.
Dallas Mavericks and the Miami Heat.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
wait. Are you saying the same amount of wins?
Burrich.
Houston Rockets and Dallas Mavericks.
That is also incorrect.
Yeah.
The Sacramento Kings and the Toronto Raptors.
When did the Sacramento Kings win one?
That's you don't want. It's a 1957.
Oh, when they were Cincinnati Royals. Come on.
Sacramento Kings.
Minus 5 points for challenging the judge.
I used to like you, Zolt.
Are we going with the 1-0 record? Is that what you did, or is it someone that has to be with 2 or no? On that?
It was a perfect record. It was 1 or 2-0. Clint, what do you want? To pick one.
Give me the hot tag.
He wants the hot tag. All right. Oh, you guys are going to hate me.
We already do.
Yeah,
we already do.
The Buffalo Bills, we all know, are 0-4 in the Super Bowls.
That's what I've been waiting to yell.
Who else is also 0-4 in Super Bowls?
Nice.
Minnesota Vikings.
Very good. That is correct. The Minnesota Vikings. That is
finally we get a point.
0-4?
Didn't they do it with two different quarterbacks?
Is it Fran Tarkenton?
Yeah. Yep.
You can't be like the Bill and be one quarterback.
They were the original 0-4.
And that's a shame because he was a great quarterback too.
Oh, yeah, was it the purple
People
mouse?
Eater.
People Eaters.
Bud Grant was their coach. Yeah.
Wrong way, Jim Marshall.
Who has not had the choice yet? Has everybody picked one?
I think I don't think Akers picked.
I haven't picked yet.
Akers, go ahead, pick one.
Well, I'm gonna take that beautiful man down there under the sea.
Burridge. The Burridge Square.
I can't help it. I I'm an equal opportunist to everybody.
Well, this one's gonna hurt.
All of them have so far.
What
What's the
she
difference?
said.
He's here all night.
Come on,
He's
this
here
is a
all
big
night.
question. Making it all look stupid in our own environment. Thank you so much.
That was almost as
I
bad
really
as-
appreciate this.
That was almost as bad when he said, "I don't like anything in front of my mouth."
Okay, you ready? The question is, how many World Series have there been? $15 seconds.
You guys mind if I guess?
Go for it, please.
Go ahead.
136.
Incorrect. Ohio?
OH.
Go ahead.
124.
Ooh, both teams overshot it just a little.
Was it 107?
No, it's 115.
Oh.
We're at 115. The AL has 166 and the NL has 149.
I was just going to guess at 118. I still would have got it wrong.
Yeah, but that would have been pretty damn close.
Yeah, that would have been
really close. So it's hey, sometimes taking the stab too, you know. All right. Everybody's gotten a shot at the board, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go.
Hey, Colleen, that's what you wish she said. Hey, come on. Let's go.
Wow.
That's it. You're banned from the show for a month.
Oh, heck no.
All right. Andrew, pick a square.
Let's
Three
go
balls
with
and hair.
we'll go in the top left. We'll go with
Suds?
with our boy Suds.
Guy.
Wants to go with Suds.
Looks like he's having a good time up there. So
okay.
Birch is. Oh no, he's there. All right. Thought he was frozen.
This one, I'm gonna have to be really quick. I'm not even gonna bother setting the timer. I just need to listen very carefully on who says what first. How many Super Bowls have there been?
Oh, fuck.
God damn it.
Oh, 54.
Am I?
Mine.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Suds.
54.
I said oh.
Damn it.
No, I said oh, 54.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
He did.
Yeah, you did.
Well, then he got it wrong, and it's us.
I was looking to steal. My bad.
You can't pull out the answer until I call you, genius.
Oh, whatever.
You have to say oh.
We're still both.
Say oh.
Say oh.
Yeah,
He
but
said oh, 54.
You said you can't say oh and the number. Genius.
We're still both wrong. So
You're still both wrong.
Oh, you
Oh,
said
wait.
he was correct. That's why I was like, that's why I'm
Wait a
arguing.
minute. Wait a minute.
No.
Wrong.
Wait, whoa. Wait. You said he didn't answer and Suds answered, so it means Ohio gets to answer the question then.
Time's up.
Time's up.
Yeah, I was gonna say we went way past the timer.
I tried.
The correct answer is 52.
All right.
The Lions are going to win 54. Sorry, I had to channel my inner Dirk in there.
That was pretty good.
52?
That was pretty good.
Wow, okay. Wow, that really overshoot that one.
Suds.
The L. As we're about to get the loss anyways.
Right. It's fair.
He said, I'll take the L. The WWF/WWE title, hardcore title, tag team title, and intercontinental title. Which one has The Undertaker not won?
Am I?
Oh.
So, Doug.
Intercontinental title?
Doug.
Yeah, Intercontinental.
That is correct.
Doug answered. Doug did say, am I?
Doug,
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doug did say, yep.
I was confused by the question until he came up with the last sentence, and I'm like, oh, that's what he's trying to say. That's why I hate that. I was like, wait, no.
Nice job, Doug. Nice job.
Yeah,
I thought you were about to say he's won all those titles.
Redemption.
I was about to say Crash.
What's the score now?
I think that just put us in the lead.
Don't.
Suds, don't worry about the score just quite yet, but in this round, it's 2-1, you guys. We'll tally it up here in a minute.
So that means we're still up by 1, Suds, if you need to know.
They're 5 points each, though.
Yeah, we got 1 and we were up by 6.
All right. Clint, pick one.
I think Clint just left.
Clint left.
You knew that was coming.
He literally just stood up as you said that. Clint, pick a category.
Clint, you need to pick one.
Okay. Well, what's left to pick?
He was trying to show you. You walked away.
Trying to show you walked
away. I had something else to. I don't give me the C.
He wants the C.
C for Clint.
You what? Because the international title's bullshit.
Okay. Breeze and Brady, we know, are the top 2 passing leaders currently. Name the next active QB who is about to pass Dan Marino this season, if they play, with only 1,090 yards to go. Name the third active passing quarterback.
OH.
Burrich?
Phillip Rivers.
Yep.
That is correct.
Thank you. I'm glad you said it before I did, because I was like about to say the same thing.
Champions pose.
All right, Mr. Burrich, pick a square.
I'm going to go with my main man, Zolt.
Zolt.
Hey, if it gets loud here, it's starting to rain here. I'm under an
really?
aluminum roof. I'm under an aluminum roof.
Okay, another one I'm going to have to watch. What team has been to the NBA Finals the most?
Am I?
Go ahead, Suds.
Suds.
That would be the Boston Celtics.
That is incorrect.
Oh, H.
Clint.
The Lakers.
That is correct.
Good job, Clint.
What about, do you know what the numbers are?
I'm like gambling on Clint. I'm hoping
I won.
Yell Lakers right now because
the Lakers got them. That 3 passed them up.
Yep.
Yeah, Boston has the most championships with the Lakers.
And they're more.
Yeah, they passed them in the 90s and the 2000s when Kobe and Shaq were there.
I never thought about them.
Clint, you tagged that one, so go ahead and pick again.
Well, he just.
Yeah, I just picked. Somebody else can pick, or you want me to pick it?
You won it, so you pick it.
You.
You know what? Give me Acres. Let's see what you got out of here.
Oh, this is good.
Hey, Clint, you got to say it right. F-U Acres.
Okay, F-U Acres. Let me see what.
This is going to be fucked up.
Yeah, well, actually, yes,
It probably is.
Yes, this is. Yes, this is. What? Excuse me. What are the 3 teams in MLB who have a perfect World Series record at 1-0?
the 3 World Series teams that are a perfect 1-0.
Oh my God, I know 2 of them. Perfect 1-0 record.
Well, just say it. Go ahead, Clint.
I only know 1.
Oh.
15 seconds. Zolt's going, run that bitch down.
Take a guess, Akers. You're putting your hand up.
5 seconds.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Go Tampa, Toronto, and San Francisco.
No.
That is incorrect.
Ooh.
Michigan.
I know 2 of them. I don't know the third one.
Go
That's
for
what
it.
I was game.
Is it
Go ahead.
Arizona?
That is correct. That's 1.
Is it Tampa Bay?
No, it is not.
All right, that's. I know you guys said they went to the World Series.
The Nationals and the Angels are the other 2.
That was the other team I was going to say was the Angels.
I knew National and Diamondbacks, but I ain't know the third.
Wait, who did Tampa lose to?
I think they lost to San Francisco.
They lost to Philly.
No.
Yeah, I think they did lose to Philly
in the World Series for their first win.
I'll look it up. Hold on.
I think they lost to Philly.
Moving on. Let's go.
That's why I was like. That's why
They
I was
lost to the
getting
Houston
I was like,
Astros.
damn it.
They lost to the Houston Astros in 2019.
Tampa Bay didn't go to the
Tampa
World
Bay
Series.
going
They
to
didn't go to the World Series in
Rays.
2019.
I'm sorry, that was in the division series. Come on, you piece of crap.
I think it's the
Never won the championship. It was 2008 when they lost the World Series.
To who?
The Phillies.
Correct.
I know it. Yeah, it was the Phillies.
That is correct. Next question.
National son of a bitch.
I knew the Nationals too. I knew the Nationals and the Diamondbacks. I didn't know the third team.
Aaron, pick a square.
Give me the S.
What's the S? Oh, crap.
Is it Grass Dirt Club?
All right, another easy one. Okay, the Detroit Red Wings are second to only who in the Stanley Cup championships?
Go
ahead.
Montreal Canadiens.
That's correct.
The damn Canucks.
Bullshit.
They had 20.
Just because we don't have a hockey team here.
Yeah.
We do. They're just in Columbus.
Well, yeah, but they haven't even been to the Stanley Cup.
I was gonna wait for you to say the playoffs.
Doug.
Yes.
Great look.
Why is Doug picking? But Doug didn't win that one.
Doug
I haven't picked since the first one. Let's go.
God,
Let's go with Andrew.
He's going with Andrew. Ooh. Okay. What 5 teams have played in and never, they have played in the finals but never won the finals? Name the 5 teams.
In what
It
sport?
was
All
sports.
sports.
In the NBA finals.
Oh, okay.
You didn't say
said
NBA.
You didn't say that.
You should name the 5 teams. Repeat that again.
It's name the 5 teams that have played in and never won the NBA finals.
Oh my God. I
Okay,
don't want to
right.
say it, but
I know
I
3.
know some.
I know
a
3.
point for each one.
OH.
Whoa, Burrich.
Utah.
Correct.
Minnesota. Timberwolves.
No.
What? No.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
Can we finish it off or
No.
No.
Michigan.
Yeah, let him keep going.
Nope. Andrew's sitting there. He's like jotting everything
He's
down.
Trying to
writing shit
write down. Yeah.
5 seconds.
Chicago Bulls.
Cleveland Cavaliers. No.
No. The 5 teams are the Nets, the Magic, the Suns, the Jazz, and the Pacers?
I knew the Nets, Pacers, and Suns.
Yeah, I knew
and
the Nets.
I forgot about Utah. They lost to the Bulls. That's right.
I got through 4 of the 5.
Magic's only been to 1 and lost.
They lost to Houston.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to actually say
I thought
Supersonics,
they were
but
at the 2. I thought Shaq went to 2 with them. Him and Hardaway. There was only 1, really? Oh, okay.
I think we've only got 1 square left to go.
Yep.
That's
It's you.
It's you, George. We pick you.
so wait, before you announce it, tell us what the score is. So
The score is
We suck.
Loss. L. Yeah, the score is L.
George is going to add it up. Hold on. He's got to use the calculator.
Abacus.
Don't forget to carry the 1.
15 there.
Or the 5 on our side.
39-31.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can't.
You forgot there's a bonus round coming.
No, we didn't forget. You never told us.
We haven't suffered enough.
As if,
Wow.
Yep, I've got bonus. I got a bonus.
Please don't tell us.
How many Stanley Cup finals have been played? $20 seconds.
OH.
Burridge?
91.
Incorrect.
Am I?
Guess out there.
Go ahead, Zolt.
96.
Ooh, even closer, but no.
Probably 99.
101.
Ah.
Oh, bitch.
101.
What did I say? 91?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like shit like that. You just got to throw a number out, you know?
Right? All right. These are brutal, but there's 3 questions.
Thanks, Adam. Bonus round equals more torture.
That's it exactly.
That's what it is.
And they're all worth 100 points each.
No, it would have been great if you said 57.33.
No, if you get the bonus question right, you win.
There are 3 questions, 7 points each.
How did you come up with these points?
I told you I did a lot of damn work. All right, you ready for the first one?
He was doing this.
No, it's just
let's go for it.
Same thing. We're just going, OH,
Yep.
and then you have to wait on us.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. All right.
Emmitt Smith and Walter Payton are the top 2 all-time rushers. Who is the third? Go ahead, Andrew.
I want to say Curtis Martin.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Go ahead, Clint.
Frank Gore.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice one, Clint. Nice one.
I remember because they showed the graphic on the Monday night game when he passed Barry Sanders.
He can catch, if I'm not mistaken, he can catch number 2 this year. If
he can.
Yeah.
Season.
Yeah, and he's playing for the Jets this year.
His son's on one to play in the NFL too.
Smith to keep playing until he passes Emmitt Smith.
Okay. Next one. This one's gonna be. If you thought the other ones were tortured, this one's brutal. The New England Patriots quarterback in the '85 Super Bowl was replaced in the second quarter because he went 0 for 6, 3 sacks, and a fumble. Do you know who the quarterback is?
I'm going to take a guess. Oh.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Steve Grogan.
No, that is.
I thought his first name was Steve, too.
That's who I was thinking of.
I think I know who it is, but
go ahead.
Aaron. Do one of you guys want to guess?
No.
Go for it.
Was it McMahon?
No,
that's the Bears.
Patriots quarterback, not the Bears. The Patriots quarterback. The quarterback was Tony.
Bledsoe?
Who?
Tony Eason.
Oh
yeah. Let's agree on this. Let's agree on this. He was a bum that he got pulled in the second quarter of a Super Bowl.
Well, when you went over,
no, that 85 defense, though. He got that Bears defense.
That Bears defense, yeah.
Is he the dad
they
of?
They also had their holes
Nick
though.
Eason?
That Miami showed them exactly how to beat them, and Patriots didn't learn from them.
Yeah.
That sounds normal somewhere. Like, Brown tried to beat the Ravens and nobody.
Yes, because Eason is anywhere in the ballpark of Dan Marino.
Did he say?
Yes. The blueprint is go get one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and put him in the game. That's the blueprint.
All right.
Blueprint is just throwing them into the flat because the 4-6 defense everybody's coming at. There's 8 in the box. There was only 2 or 3 covering. He just threw in the flat all day long. If you look at the tape, they threw in the flat 3 or 4 yards, maybe 5 yards, and it was the receivers who took care of the yardage.
Yeah.
Hey, George, was Steve Grogan in that Super Bowl for the Patriots?
He was the one who replaced Tony.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a good swing play where
that's kind of bizarre because
40 yards.
I was going to make that the question is who replaced Tony Eason, and I thought no, it might actually be trickier to turn around and put Tony as the answer. So, last one in the third.
Zolt wants to go more.
In the
torture.
In the third tables, ladders, and chairs matches.
Oh Christ.
We know that the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian have been in those first 3. In that third one, it was a fatal 4-way. Who made up the 4th team?
Come on, Clint, this is on you.
You guys already won. It don't matter.
I said the team one time. You guys said I was wrong, so I'm going to have to go with you guys.
Birch said it.
Birch
I'm
is
going to blank on that 4th team.
Birch is kicking. Go ahead.
APA.
That is incorrect.
Am I?
Doug?
Brothers of Destruction.
That is also incorrect.
Don't you dare say the Steiners.
No.
Okay, I was about to say.
It's a very interesting team of the Chris's. It was Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit.
Really?
Made up.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to go with like the women who's involved in the women.
Almost tweaked it for the women's first one. Almost.
No. I mean, when they was like Lita was with the Hardys. You had who was?
Oh, you talking about that TLC match? Yeah, Lita's with the Hardys. I think Ryan with Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Okay. And the final score: Team Ohio 46 and Team Michigan 31.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be brutal.
Team
I
Michigan
knew it.
had that strong jump out of the gate.
When it was pointless because there were 1-point questions.
Oh.
We just waited to the end.
So we get money for that, right, George?
Yeah, he said he was going to pay out the winner, I think.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we get money for that, right?
What? I'm sorry. Your internet's a little messed
No,
up.
I heard what I heard was George was buying Team Ohio State jerseys from James Man Cave.
Yeah.
I heard that too.
I heard all the Ohio State players have to send up jerseys to the Michigan players so they have to wear them.
I don't own Ohio State. I don't care.
Please send me an Ohio State jersey.
I double dog dare you.
I am having a hard time finding toilet paper during these troubling times. So,
hey, Michigan guys, you won't have to worry about me sending you Ohio State jersey. I don't own one.
That's correct. That's true.
Who knocked out? Oh, that was Doug.
He said he'd be right back.
One of you won't get one.
I'm going to run the commercials. We'll take the commercial breaks. We'll give everybody a chance to, hit the bathroom or refill the beers and whatnot. I will go ahead and get this kicked off here real fast. Come on. Work with me here. Thank you very much.
Dueling Aces, proud to be a part of Redline Radio. Dueling Aces. Detroit Auto Parts is a proud sponsor of this station. And off your order when you mention Redline Radio, serving 2 locations in Cleveland. The East Side, 480 East 200th Street. Phone number is 216-531-7373. And the West Side, 4941 Pearl Road,
phone number 216-398-7373. It is the home of the Detroit Auto Parts Studio. Helping Hands Moving Services. Phone numbers 216-682-6955. Ask for Dave or Jen and mention Redline Radio for 10% off your moving needs. Cater Printing for your custom screen print, embroidery, and promotional item needs. Located at 9925 Royalton Road, Unit D, in North Royalton, Ohio. You can reach Amy at 440-668-1579 or check them out online, caterprinting.com. Make sure that you mention you heard it on Redline Radio. K&M Towing, 13011 Bel Air Road in Cleveland, Ohio. Phone numbers 216-252-2229. Tell James and Tom you heard about them on Red Line Radio. Looking for that NASCAR diecast? Pit Road Diecast has a large selection available. Call Bill at 216-355-2347. Mention Redline Radio and get $5 off your purchase. Lubrication Supply, located in Norwalk, Ohio. In the field or on the track, let us put you in the winner's circle. Contact Kevin or Jim at 330-813-2305. Tell them you heard it on Redline Radio. Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. Bathrooms, kitchens, windows, doors, siding, roofing, and much more. Contact William Wiggins Jr. at 440-731-4654 or send him an email, wwiggins24@gmail.com. Tell him Redline Radio sent you.
Alrighty. Looks like we've got everybody's still kicking up from their break here. I'll tell you what, I have a lot more respect for all of those guys who do all of those trivia shows and have to dig up all that information, you know, specifically for like Jeopardy and all that. You know, those writers, I mean, they do some due diligence and, I mean, getting down to some nitty gritty for some of that stuff. You know, I even remember the sports Jeopardy. It's like, could you imagine trying to have to look up all the stuff for each show like that and how much information you've got to come up with? It is, yeah, that was a lot of fun though. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot of fun.
It all depends on what side you were
Yeah,
on.
we're glad you had fun, George.
Yeah, in our respects, thank you very much.
Hey, you're just happy you can fit into that refereeing shirt again.
Hey, this bad boy is still from my YMCA official. It still fits nicely. Even Bryce turned around and went, "You ain't gonna be able to fit in that." I went, "Watch this.
Watch me."
Yeah, it fits just fine. Just fine. Dude, unmute yourself.
I did. I just thought I forgot to hit it. I said, just for you, George. It's waiting.
What's that? No, I don't need the D Gordon. I don't need no stinking D Gordon. I'm sorry, you grabbed the wrong helmet there, sir. Nope.
You said D Gordon.
Zero interest in that D Gordon. Zero.
D Gordon was a beast for that little time, though, man.
Oh no, Akers knows which helmet.
You'll see it here in a second.
Oh no, you'll see what helmet he has that I want.
I know what helmet it is.
He knows this one. It's hard for me to give up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like I finally have a chip in the poker game. Finally.
Uh-oh.
I finally have a poker chip in the game to turn around and deal.
Ryan, let you have a guess of what this one he wants.
Let me guess, Joe Montana.
Yeah, I think so. That autographed, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
It's only been saying it for the last 3 weeks.
Hey, George.
It is nice, though.
It
I
is.
think Jose Canseco and Joe Montana is going to be involved in some type of deal here.
There might be some time.
But can we all agree that Jose Canseco and Joe Montana are no longer in the same bracket?
It depends on the collector.
Hey, think about it, though. Jose Canseco was one of the Bash brothers. I mean, that guy.
I know. That's why I told George.
Aaron, did you watch that video I sent in the group chat?
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny that
The beef between him and Mark McGuire.
And I asked him if he could find me a Canseco jersey, and he said, which team? And I said, well, with Tampa. And he goes, well, I'm surprised you didn't say the Rangers or Athletics. I said, no, because Tampa is actually the rarest signature. And he turned around, he still can't find it yet.
Didn't Canseco play for the
I
White
was
Sox
literally two
for the
people
White Sox,
away
too.
from getting that freaking signature.
Yeah, he was on the White Sox for, I think, 2 years, maybe?
That's
or it
what I
might have been
thought.
only 1 year.
It was
16 games with the Yankees.
Yeah. What
That
team
was the
he
year
on?
that he was smashing home runs, and then the Yankees picked him up so that way that he wouldn't hit home runs against them.
Telling you, man, he hit the farthest home run you ever see in Sky Dome. That the farthest home run ever in Sky Dome. They actually painted the seat red because it was the farthest home run in Sky Dome, and it was from Jose Canseco. And I think it was in a playoff game too.
Hey, he also has the longest one going off his head, too.
I was at that game. My dad thought I was nuts when I said it went off his head, so we had to go back home after the game and watch 11 o'clock news to see what really happened.
I wonder how you explained that one.
If you look at it, it didn't even look like it phased him. He just like laughed it off.
Yeah, he just he put his glove up and then.
Well, this second half here for our show, I'm actually going to let Aaron take the lead on this because we are borrowing it from the Saturday show with the current players that you would build your NFL team around, utilizing the current players. So, Aaron, why don't you turn around and kick us off with this, since this was your bubble idea, and I'm going to let you turn around and take the lead on this from here.
We'll start with quarterbacks. Besides Patrick Mahomes, which is the obvious for everybody, pick a quarterback.
We couldn't pick him.
Right. No. Would not pick him.
You were not picking him.
Patrick
I didn't
Mahomes
pick
is
Mahomes.
off
That's
the
what
board.
he just said.
Oh, we off, yeah. I didn't pick him anyway.
So for the next 5 seasons, you have to pick between 5 to 7 seasons. You pick a quarterback besides Patrick Mahomes that you would want to build your team around.
Okay.
So I'll start off with Lamar Jackson. That would be my quarterback. Somebody who reminds me of a Michael Vick. Scramble, mobile, and he's young enough that he would be able to be, 5 to 7 years down the road that he would be my starting quarterback.
Yeah.
This isn't like fantasy draft. If you also had Lamar too, you can speak up and give your point of view for it as well. Because we know that everybody will have similar players.
I had fantasy Lamar Jackson. He won me $100. That game against the Jets, and he had like 6 TDs.
Yeah.
I think in the finals, I was like, yes, I'm off to a good start. 40 points. Let's go.
Ryan and George and I had this conversation Saturday, and we actually went an hour longer than what we was supposed to, and we kind of did it with this NFL thing. So, I mean, we kind of threw other names out there as you went along. If it's not Lamar Jackson, pick somebody else. If not, just throw some names out there that quarterback you might want.
Think about
I picked Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's who I picked.
I picked Russell Wilson
too.
I mean, he wins with whatever you throw around him. And he keeps himself healthy. He's not afraid to slide, and he don't turn the ball over.
Now, it's that he has to survive the next 5 years, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, Aaron Rodgers.
Really?
He's been consistent as one of the top. He'll survive the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson may not survive the next 5 years. If you look at
that's my scary on Lamar Jackson too. He takes too many hits.
Yeah, you look at the running backs of the quarterbacks who are running backs or running wide quarterbacks, and look at how long they survive in the NFL where they're successful. you'll notice that they don't make it more than 3 or 4 years before they are hit so hard that they're injured. You're looking at Cam Newton. You're looking at Steve Young. You're looking at all those quarterbacks in the recent
RG3.
past. RG3. They don't usually survive more than 3 years. You said 5.
5 to 7. But if, look
5 to
at
7. He does
Russell Wilson do though.
I disagree with you on Steve
He's a scrambling quarterback, not a running quarterback.
But Lamar Jackson last year was he was one of the quarterbacks, and they showed on stats that he was one of the quarterbacks to either get down or get out of bounds before being hit for a scrambling quarterback.
But that's, what are we talking, is that year 1 or year 2 of his thing?
That's year 1 of his thing.
Right, and you're looking at some, when they figure stuff out, this is, every time we turn around, we have some newfangled move, and then the following year or 2 years, the NFL catches up and they shut down.
But you also got to look. Aaron Rodgers is getting up there in years. He's what, 30? What is he?
37.
He only had to make it 5 years. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, if Brady can make it this long, why not Rodgers?
Rodgers can make it, yeah.
So I'm just saying that Lamar Jackson, the math says, won't make it the next 3 years without a severe injury. Cam Newton, we look at Cam Newton. The dude's only been in the NFL 9 years. He got drafted in 2011, and he hasn't survived half that without being injured and knocked out.
His last 2 years. His last 2 years he's been hurt. Other than that,
he's been hurt before that.
Cam's problem was he never protected his body. He wanted to run people over.
But let's look at that spin move that Mr. Jackson made earlier this year. Somebody's going to catch on. He's about to do that spin, and they're going to put that helmet in his chest, and he won't be running like that again. And he's not an accurate quarterback either.
I disagree with you, Suds, on. I disagree with you, Suds, on Steve Young. I think Steve Young played a lot longer than you think he did.
He was also playing on the bench. He was on the bench
he played he played a good 7-8 years after that.
Adam said, "Fuck Lamar, 40-25 Browns waxed that ass in his house." Last off for the playoffs. I do remember that.
I think I went with someone. And I would say Lamar Jackson wouldn't be that bad. I mean, Kyler Murray is another one that I think they're young enough that they'll know to get down and get out of bounds if they take too many hard hits.
I think
Kyler Murray can run from Russell Wilson.
I think I went with someone else different on Saturday, but I think I'm gonna go with Deshaun Watson, because if you put a team around him, he's gonna be really, really good. I mean, he already showed you.
That was one of the ones you picked on Saturday.
Was it Deshaun Watson? All right. Yeah. I think what you saw, that if you put a running back and some receivers with him, and you put a decent defense with him, he is one of the best quarterbacks. And he had a knee injury, his rookie year, but I think Deshaun Watson could be one of the not even 5 years. I want to say like 7-8 years if they just get the hell, if what's his name, Bill O'Brien gets the hell out of there and they get a real coach in there.
I'm gonna throw a curveball out there, and Aaron, you can throw the flag on me if this is not acceptable. But for me, honestly, it's Trevor Lawrence. He hasn't even made the NFL yet, but honestly, I think that kid's going to be an absolute star. He's so smooth. I mean, he plays in the, doesn't matter what team he plays against. He just has good games. Yeah. And
that's one of the Hanson brothers.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that's Sunshine. Don't get it right now.
That's your next Tom. That's your next Tom Brady right there. He's got the long flowing hair, man.
That's going to be the I like what you said about that, because that's really thinking outside the box. Because the question is what team is actually going to give up the season, if they play, to go after this kid?
Well, you're saying in the next 5 years, he's coming out next year.
I'll
take a year off below it and take him for the next 4.
I'm saying, let's say we're at the draft pick. What team are you saying is
Detroit.
Going to take him?
Yeah, and I mean, one of the things I think he even has going could be Detroit. If it was me, I'm hoping the Patriots were my other, until they picked up Cam Newton. I mean, that was one of my hopes.
Hey, don't count out the Raiders either. Gruden's not too happy with Derek Carr.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at their schedule, I don't see John Gruden moving to Vegas trying to give up what, 13 losses?
Right. It would make sense.
With that schedule he's got, that I can't see
that.
But
if you look at it, Akers, think about this, though. You go to a new place, and what better way to go in there and say, hey, we're going to get Trevor Lawrence the following season to make Vegas popping?
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough call, and you know how much Gruden loves his quarterbacks, too. I mean, the guy's
not that he wanted Carr a few years ago, and now he doesn't want him.
But that's a hell of a drop pickup.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm still baffled by that, how they could go, and cut me off if I'm wrong, Doug. Was it 12-4, and then you do what the next following year with the MVP? I don't understand. How do you go from a solid, good football team to a deadbeat top below 5 team?
Yeah, they went 12-4 to 4-12.
Yeah.
Talking about Carolina?
The Raiders.
The Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders.
Oakland. Yeah.
When they had Carr, Carr was the MVP before he got injured on game 15.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Well, you figure they traded away Amari Cooper.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the next following year is when they started blowing out everything, and I'm like, this is not the same.
It started with Khalil Mack by trading.
Yeah.
And then it went to Amari Cooper.
Yep.
Because I would sit here and say the same thing like we were all talking about. We're talking about dangerous quarterbacks. Carr could have been a dangerous quarterback. I mean, my quarterback that I'm choosing, and I'm going to ride this train for the next 10 years. I don't care. You guys can boo me all you want. But I think he's just going to be there, and if the right offensive line is in front of him, he's going to be dangerous. And I honestly think it's going to stay Baker. I mean, Baker can be dangerous if you give him the right receivers.
Mayfield?
He's already got a running back behind him. You put
he needs a line. I agree. He needs a line.
He needs a line.
Akers, that was one of my picks on sleeper picks on Saturday. It was Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, and Baker was my three picks. Baker, I think Baker, if he has enough time to throw.
Well, if you want to go underdog, I'll give you Dak.
I got a name that ain't nobody mentioned. What about Dak Prescott?
There you go. There it is.
I'll build a team around him for 5 years, too.
The problem with that is, though, he's getting too greedy on how much money he wants, Clint.
I got that for you. All right. Hold on, here we go. How many games did Lamar Jackson win in December?
Not more than Dak Prescott.
More than Dak Prescott.
But Akers, if you're going by that.
Baker win in December? More than Dak Prescott.
But the thing with Dak Prescott is he has the team around him, and either they just barely miss the playoffs or they're make the playoffs for one game and then they lose. So no way.
Just Dallas.
I can't. I'm with Ryan on that. I can't put Prescott with that.
Like that.
He's their quarterback though.
He wants what, 30?
I don't know. Dalton might be starting.
He threw for 4,900 yards last year,
and he missed the playoffs.
He's like number 4 in career completion percentage in the NFL.
Yeah, but Zolt, if you want to think about that, look what Winston did last year, and they missed playoffs, and he threw for the most yardage last season.
Yeah, don't forget the most so much.
He
had to throw them back.
Adam brought up an interesting name, and I Saturday I never thought about it, and today I never thought about it until he brought it up. How about Josh Allen?
I was thinking him.
That's an interesting name.
Yeah.
That looked
he can work on his accuracy, though, yeah.
But
he can work on his accuracy. He could be solid quarterback.
What's his name coming over from Minnesota? That's going to be a big help for him.
Stephon Diggs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Singletary back there still, who had another year, so.
But they did draft a running back. Buffalo did, so Singletary might not get most of the carries.
Yeah, I think they use him more like a scat back, like they have Frank Gore. Who did they have with him last year? Wasn't it Frank Gore? I think.
Yeah, I think he.
But it didn't work though. Because Frank Gore was wasn't productive.
I'll tell you what, if Buffalo can't do it this year, I don't know who's going to do it. Like take the East, the AFC East, because I mean they're just
Buffalo got to be the team.
It's just like what Ryan said with Cam Newton, or I mean, it wasn't Ryan, but with Cam Newton going to the Patriots.
No, it was Suggs.
It was Suggs. Okay, yeah, he was a rushing quarterback, but he does have a passing arm.
A weak arm.
Weak
very weak arm.
Weak
or not, it's still passing. And all matters is for your receivers to catch it, whether it's 10 yards, 20 yards, or 100 yards.
Brady made a career out of the 5-yard pass.
Yeah. I don't care how many times it takes you to pass the ball down the field. As long as the receiver catches it, the ball's still moving forward.
Brady has so much more accuracy than Cam Newton.
Totally agree with that. Yes.
Not even a question.
But Cam don't have a touch. His is a rifle. When you're 5 yards away, he's going to rifle it at you.
But Belichick is notorious about taking what he has and making it work in a season. He's going to take Cam Newton. He's going to use what the guy has, and I think you're going to see a different Cam Newton. I think there's going to be a different Cam Newton is playing. I think nobody's better at using what you have. Or using what the defense is give you, and that's just what Belichick does. I think you people are going to be shocked with New England, and I'm not a New England fan. Don't get me wrong, but don't be shocked to see what he does.
That's all I'm stating. I'm not going to say he's going to win a Super Bowl in the Patriots uniform, but I'm just saying that he's put the Patriots back up in the area that they could be a playoff team still. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm not going to give them the playoff win. I'm just saying they could be on that bubble where they lose it by one game being out, or they just slide in.
They make that wild card.
Want to be out.
I told George this a couple weeks ago. I said it's not going to be Cam Newton's ego that gets in the way of him. It's going to be Bill Belichick's ego.
I agree with that. I can agree with that.
I mean, the one thing that they don't even know who the starting QB is right now. Like, there is no starting QB on their depth chart. So I mean,
the depth chart on my side said Cam Newton.
That's because they say an open competition between him and Stidham.
Yeah,
I think an open competition with no.
They're gonna do an open competition with both of them.
Okay,
I mean, but the way the offense is run, though, New England, I think they leaning more towards a running-based offense. That's why they pay like $30 million to both their guards, and they got like all these running backs.
So you're telling me right now that Bill Belichick is going to tell the National Football League, the rest of the teams, who his starting quarterback is, because that's his MO, to give you out all kinds of information.
Why not? He records everybody else.
But do you really think
he don't give out shit?
Do you really think he's going to go out and sign a Cam Newton and not starting? I mean, come on.
Cam Newton's the starting.
If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Bill Belichick.
Belichick a surprise. He roll with Cam and then start Stidham last minute.
I like what Colleen said. I think it's kind of funny. Colleen is about to look like Flacco at the end of your career and move to another team. But Flacco got replaced. Flacco, I mean, it's not like Brady left the team. Flacco was replaced.
Well, Flacco got hurt and then replaced.
Yeah. There's a big difference.
Let's see if Lamar can do what Flacco did for his first 9 years. 8 playoffs in a row.
Well, if Al Pacino is Flacco's coach. Oh, wait, never mind.
Well, he already showed he can't win the playoff game so far, Mr. Lamar Jackson.
And that's the one thing I agree with Suds
Sorry,
on.
Miss Jackson.
Those running quarterbacks are just such a coin flip. Like, yeah, they may have awesome fantasy seasons and they may go off for 6 touchdowns in a game, but like if your question was who do you want for the next 5 years, not in a fantasy football game or anything like that. Historically, it's those pocket passers. I mean, they're the ones that win the Super Bowls. They're the ones that are consistent. They stay healthy year after year. I mean, I don't disagree with Aaron Rodgers. Like, yeah, he's starting to get up to the end of his career.
Who was the last rushing quarterback that's won a Super Bowl?
Russell Wilson.
Are we really calling him a passing quarterback?
Even Russell
Wilson,
a scramble. Like, yeah.
He runs for like 800 yards every year, though.
Is John Elway a rushing quarterback or a scrambler? Was he a rusher or a scrambler?
Fuck John
Elway. He's a horse-faced motherfucker.
Well, he rushed for over 4,000 yards.
Quarterback, that means that he has more rushing yards than he has passing yards.
Or at least close.
Oh, you talking about like straight like takeoff and run quarterback like Michael Vick?
Yeah,
Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, because Lamar Jackson literally had more rushing yards than 2 NFL teams last year. That's a damn shame.
More rushing touchdowns than he has passing.
Yeah, so Russell Wilson the last few years has only had about 300 rushing yards total.
He ground the game to a pocket pass.
Yeah, I agree
Russell
with Suds.
Wilson's a scrambler.
Yeah, he
runs when he needs to. I understand.
Did you see what Adam just posted? He said
that's what I was just reading that.
Really, Drew Lock, Adam? Come on.
Well,
that Dave boy right there, Drew Lock.
Yep, that would be my sleeper.
Got some receivers. You got Melvin Gordon.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised he didn't come in and start saying.
Don't say he got Melvin Gordon like Melvin Gordon, some dude, man.
But at the same time, we're not judging him by what he has around him.
Yeah,
we're judging him by him and what we've seen from him.
So let's see.
That's how I looked at it. I'm not judging by what he got. I'm going by what we.
From what I've seen from Locke, I would put him as a sleeper, definitely.
Okay, let's change up and get to running back, shall we?
That's a hard one.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to gamble.
Well, this one you can't take McCaffrey either because that's pretty much like a given for everybody, and that was.
There went my RB1.
Yeah, I had him on mine too.
All right.
I well, then I'll agree with that. I don't want to take McCaffrey.
I got it, but I had a backup though.
I mean, that's why I said it was kind of hard because I'm like on that same face as McCaffrey. Now let's all just throw it out there real quick. McCaffrey is the top running back this year, hands down.
He's a receiver and a running back all in one.
You know, I don't know. I think I would still. God,
I pick Nick Chubb.
These are my two debates. It is McCaffrey or Chubb. I don't know.
This is why I picked Nick Chubb. It's something about Nick Chubb that I've read about. So he finished second in rushing last year. The Browns offensive line ranked 24th in rushing.
Yep.
At the line. So that means you finished second with a poor ass running offensive line.
Hey, Clint, don't forget he only rushed 6 times in the last game, or otherwise he would have been that.
He would have won the rushing title.
He would have been number one running back. That's what I'm saying.
And he was the most efficient in breaking tackles last year, which means you can't tackle Nick Chubb at the line of scrimmage. Like he is the best at breaking tackles.
So this is where my theory comes in. Let's say Nick Chubb's had in his contract said if he was the number one running back, would we think that Kitchens really just screwed him on a big giant bonus because he only ran him 6 times?
Possible.
I mean,
Kitchens is that dumb.
Contracts, and that's what a lot of these players.
Yeah, this is the same guy that drove fade at the 1 yard line all the time. It's like, come on, man. Like,
I said no. Kitchens is that dumb.
Kitchens is that dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have we seen it where a quarterback is about to hit his milestone, and the next thing you know, he's getting benched because contracts come into play?
Oh, for sure. Using that logic, though, I mean, Chubb, I think, had a monster year last year. I think, though, the one player, if you talk about an absolute shit team, not just offense, but just team, is the Giants. And what Barkley did last year after he came back from being healthy, you put him on any sort of halfway decent team, and he goes.
This is my thing about Saquon Barkley to me. He's one big play a game guy to me from what I see. It's like he gives you one big play. Like he had like 20 carries, like 114 yards, but the one carry be like 75 yards where he break like 4 tackles.
You know who also is that? You know who also is that type of player?
But again, though, he don't have
Barry Sanders.
No help.
There's a guy named number 20 who made a 10-year Hall of Fame career out of that.
Yeah.
All right, so I want you to put this in play. All right, McCaffrey, number one running back. I mean, a lot of us do agree with that. Chubbs actually, correct me if I'm wrong, did he not have knee surgery and come back and do that?
He had that gruesome knee injury at Georgia.
He had a very, very devastating knee injury.
And he comes back and does what in the NFL?
Yeah, it was actually, he came back after
That's why he dropped it, wasn't it? Because of that injury. They didn't think he was going to fully recover, be the same running back.
They actually dropped.
He had 2 knee injuries, and it was one on each knee, but the one was worse than the other.
I think it was his right knee was the worst than the other because he always dreaded in Georgia.
Yeah. You guys were on and I'm going to defend the Cleveland Browns, and I don't know why I'm going to do this.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. Hey,
mute everybody for this. Wine on that one. Judge, I need to drink wine on that one for you because you saying something good about the Browns.
This is going to hurt my feelings.
Suds, hold on, Suds. Hold on.
George, clip this, man.
Mute everybody. Mute everybody but Suds.
So you look at, you were talking about him benching Chubb in the last, basically he gave him 6 carries in the last 2 games. Were they in the playoff? Were they making the playoffs in the last 2 games?
No.
Didn't you just get done saying that dude just had a major knee injury, 3 years earlier?
4.
So 4 years earlier?
Mm-hmm.
So he played 2 seasons. And then he was his college in 2 seasons. So why the fuck would you play him? Why would you rush somebody and risk what was potentially one of the best running backs in the National Football League? Why would you be playing him? Why would you have him carry the ball? Isn't the smart move to put his ass on the bench?
Well,
you're not making the playoffs.
Like I said,
So-
Freddie Kitchens wasn't smart.
How is that not smart on the last 2 games?
But
Do you want to win games in the NFL? So why aren't you playing your?
Not
best
when you're
player?
not about to make the playoffs. You don't want to put
if
your.
you know you're
they
out.
missed the
Why
playoffs by
would
2
you?
games.
That last game, you don't let him do anything.
So what he's saying is basically like Friday Night Lights. You don't want to work your workhorse in case something stupid happens. I can agree what he's saying.
I would have let him go for that rushing title though.
Yeah, that's that title. I mean,
I would let him go for that rushing title.
Rushing title don't play next year.
It's the money incentive.
Yeah, but I mean, how many
With the
times do you
rushing
get a
title,
chance to
there's
get
an
a
incentive
rushing
in the
title within your first 4 years? Because that's going to blow up your 5-year contract.
Yeah, that's an incentive. If
He's going to get paid regardless. He's going to get paid
I
regardless.
mean, don't get me wrong. Derrick Henry is a top running back. Am I right, Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I wasn't messing up.
Hey guys,
The top receiver, and he only did 220 yards the first 3 games.
Hey. Special hello to my mother who is actually watching for the first time. Hi, Mom. So everybody say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think benching him the last 2 games was the actual right move for the franchise.
I could agree with you on that if that was really the situation. That's why I'm benching him, because I don't want to leave it. Then why did you leave Jarvis and Beckham and Baker in there then?
When they both had to get served, yeah. Odell and Landry was playing the whole season with a messed up hip.
That's what I'm swinging at. Then if you're going to
Odell
tell
with
me
the core injury, like
pull Chubb out because of that situation, then why didn't you pull your other ones out?
Who are you most likely to keep out of those
next year?
Out of those wide receivers and that running back, who are you most likely to keep?
Chubb.
Probably keep Chubb because it's the youngest.
Right.
Chubb, then Landry, then Beckham.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why. You bench Chubb because you're more likely to re-sign him than you are Landry. Do you think those dudes are sticking around to Cleveland when their contracts are up?
But here's my thing: he hasn't had a knee injury.
I think Landry will.
I think Landry will stay here. Odell will be the first to go out of that bunch.
Chubb has not had a knee injury since he came into NFL. So why not play him?
I'm not rolling that dice about my best player.
I mean, he's got a point. If that's you're saying that he's not right about that,
This the
that's I'm
thing.
curious.
No, he got a point. He got a point. My thing is like, if that was the reason, I just don't think that was the reason.
Okay, so the one hater on this whole screen is me, and I'm the one defending the Cleveland Browns.
No,
how would you all fucking put that in your brain?
It would be a needless risk of a weapon.
This is the most you're ever going to get out of this.
Sons, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
no, you're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
No, yeah.
Yeah, we agree with you. I'm just saying like that's not the
know
reason they
if
did
that's
it though. I think because it's just Freddie Kitchens.
Baker Mayfield needs as much practice as possible.
We don't.
We just want to know if that was the true answer.
Baker need to learn how to stop running to the damn left side all the time.
You gotta keep it. You gotta keep those
right. What do you mean?
Yeah. So, Aaron, speaking of some other running backs, I'm wondering what. So, I'm looking at fantasy points from last year because this is one of the kind of the things that I brought up in starting teams and like young running backs. What are your guys' thoughts about Aaron Jones? He actually finished number 2 in
that's
most,
who
scoring.
I selected.
Is that who you got? Yeah.
George selected Aaron Jones. Yeah.
Yep, I selected Aaron Jones on Saturday because that's kind of that he looks to be like the sleeper.
I took Zeke.
Yeah,
that was the other guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Adam also mentioned Elliott as well and Dalvin Cook.
Couldn't take Cook. Always hurt.
Yeah, that's the thing with Dalvin Cook is that
he's hurt all the time.
I
got a sleeper one. I got a sleeper one tomorrow. He played for a crappy team, but you put him on a good team, he can be a beast. Joe Mixon. He's a good running back. He just stuck behind Cincinnati. He's trashed all the time.
My sleeper is if I know he's been in trouble, he came to another team, but if he's still young enough where he can prove himself and get a big contract, Hunt from the Browns. If he can play this year and play really well and all of a sudden go out and play another 4 or 5 years with someone else, I think he's a sleeper where you can't, if he stays straight, if he stays out of trouble, keeps his nose clean and everything, I think he can be a big sleeper where you can get him for cheap.
So George, I got a survey question for the team. I know you guys are probably just jumping for joy for another question, but McCaffrey went 1, Jones went 2, and Elliott went 3. Who was the 4th highest scoring fantasy running back last year?
Probably Saquon.
I want to say it was Cook.
Derrick Henry?
Nope.
What about the kid from Arizona?
Nope.
Alvin Kamara?
3 running backs.
I don't know, Josh Jacobs?
Nope.
Jim Brown.
Mixon?
Nope.
I don't know.
Jim Brown.
It better be a name.
It's a West Coast team.
What was it?
West
Oh,
Coast.
was it Austin Eckler?
Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
I had him in fantasy too. I don't know how I didn't pick him.
Another
guy that stepped up
he's
for
one
him.
guy now that he's going to be the sole
scored most
man.
of his because of the passing touchdowns.
Well, he was, but he was running back by committee
He was
and Gordon there last year. So now that he's the main guy, like he could be another guy that could shoot up that list too.
It's going to be pretty dangerous if it all plays out right for him.
Yeah, it would have to play it out.
Who was the kid who was on Miami and got traded?
Kenyon Drake.
Drake. Yeah.
That's someone to watch out for.
He went to the Cardinals.
Yeah, you got to watch him.
The only thing about Eckler is that I worry about is teams just completely stacking the box against him.
Yeah, I don't.
That's fair.
I don't think Austin Eckler's a running back that like you will hand the ball to every down. I think you need like a power back. Like I think he better with committee than like I don't like.
And that's where my man comes in and starts playing quarterback for San Diego Chargers and starts passing it all over the place. Sorry, LA Chargers.
LA.
Yeah.
I'm still calling them San. It's like
Lights out, son.
At this point, I just say Chargers.
It's to me, it's just San Diego Chargers. I'm sorry.
Well, the Chargers starting quarterback is who right now? Tyrod Taylor, but they're going to give Colin Kaepernick a try, is what I heard in this upcoming season.
No,
not with
Herbert.
17 different teams, so I'm not sure which team he's thinking about trying.
If you have Herbert there, why the hell?
Tyrod Taylor with Herbert.
They were talking a 1-year deal with Colin Kaepernick as their starter for the start the season out with.
That's just because
you just stick with Tyrod Taylor, who been there a year and know the system.
No, I don't mind if a team brings Colin.
You mean the same Tyrod Taylor that couldn't play for the Browns?
No one could play for the Browns.
Yeah. No, Tyrod Taylor was bad. Like we traded for him after the run he had in the playoff, and he came here and he forgot to play football.
Didn't we just get done? One of the questions was how many starting quarterbacks has the Browns had in the pay? Weren't they like 30?
30.
There you go.
Not that bad.
And
wide receivers.
We've lost our Facebook broadcast. I do not.
It says live on Facebook.
Yeah, it says live.
I know it does, but when
because it like kicked me off. Like I was on Facebook, then it just like slid me off. Like
it popped off and it says something's wrong. So I don't know what is wrong at the moment. I have no idea.
Yeah, kicked us off too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it won't.
That's fine. Well, that's fine because we'll just end up doing the rewatch party again too.
Right. So that's really bizarre that all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah, my phone was about to die, so I thought maybe it was my phone.
Yeah, I had to charge mine too.
It's back on, George. It just popped back on my phone.
All right, that was kind of weird.
I'm about to check mine.
I told you it's something. I don't think it's Facebook or anything. I think it's the internet because of everything that's going on. Everybody's eating this internet up.
Yeah.
And it's what's messing up everything.
Yeah, I just had to play with my camera.
Don't get me wrong. As much as we love blaming Facebook or some other stupid ass company.
No, it's Facebook's problem.
Right.
Zuckerberg's like, yeah, fuck you guys.
Yeah, right.
It's popping on and popping off.
I got hacked a couple days ago. Fuck him.
It's popping on and popping off.
You want to know something about Facebook? This is nothing that aggravates me the most. Back when I was in business college, me and a professor were talking, and we were talking about stocks and everything. And Facebook just came out on the market. And he looks at me and he goes, what stocks are you looking at? So I told him a couple of them, and I said, Facebook is getting ready to hop up. So we actually pulled up Facebook. And they came out to be $35 a share right on the market. I'm like, wow, that's way too high for them. No one's even going to give them an estimate. Then, of course, 3 days go by. They drop down to the 30 range. And they drop down again. And Professor says, what are you doing what would you jump in at? I said, I'll jump in when they go to 15 because there's no way. I'd buy 1,000 shares at 15. And he says, all right. So we're watching and watching. Friday comes along and he comes into class and I go, what'd you do? He says, I just couldn't wait no longer. He goes and tells me he bought 1,000 shares at 25.
Facebook?
1,000 shares at 25. Now, anybody in the stock market, someone look that up and tell me what the stock number is now. My phone, I don't know if my phone died or not.
Well, it also depends on how long ago it was.
FB. Facebook Live FD. I got 15%.
If the stock split, it'll be worth a lot more.
As of right now, it is. My phone's loading. Oh, my phone is loading.
Yeah, Facebook stock though when it first came out crashed hard.
Yes.
All the people that had money lost.
That's why I was hoping to get down here to $10 range.
Yeah.
Facebook right now for one share, $239.87. So if my professor didn't buy any more and he still has it now, he has $239,000.
Could have had zero though. That's the thing. That's the thing with the market.
I know that's the gamble. That's the thing though. It's the same thing with Apple back in '86. If your parents were smart enough to grab it back when it was $1, they bought 10,000 shares because they were at that certain market range, and then didn't sell it until 2005, whatever it was. You'd be either half a millionaires or millionaires, depending on what you bought. And
the only time I invested in stock market was with AMD microchips. I bought them at $18 a share. I bought like 500 shares. It climbed up to $70-something a share and split. Went back up to $70 a share and split again. I sold it at $50-something a share. I was able to put it enough on a down payment for a house.
So that's one of the stocks that I'm huge on too.
Yeah.
I think it was 4 years ago. It was like down around $2.50, $3 a share. Today it was up $4.79 and it topped out at $62.
AMD?
Yeah, the tech stocks right now are just all over the place. It's just so volatile though. Like they'll go up like that one day and the next day they'll go down $5. So
if you want to talk about a heart rate.
When AMD releases their 10th generation chip in the laptops, the stock is going to soar.
It'll be interesting for sure.
Find me a good cannabis stock. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah. All right, wide receivers.
Well, I think one everybody probably obviously got is Michael Thomas. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Do we ask him out? Do he like is he like the Christian McCaffrey? I mean, the man puts up 149 with one drop. One drop.
Hey, think about this. It was with Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Brees during the season.
Mm-hmm. And I got another stat too. People say that Michael Thomas can't run after the catch. He had 582 yards after the catch last year.
I had him.
91 of his catches was for first down. 91 of your catches are for
how many broken tackles? How many broken tackles?
A lot.
Yeah.
He was a big boy. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the 99 Club on Madden. Like, he deserves it.
There seems to be a lot of 99s coming in the Madden Club anymore. Back in the day, in the 90s, you couldn't even get you. The closest person to 99 was Randy Moss back in the day.
I think the OG was like Tony Baselli. It was like an offensive lineman. I think it was like the first 99 that this was like back in like the 90s that came out with that ranking.
Them numbers are amazing though, like for Michael Thomas.
Yeah,
I think he's on everybody's team. Like, and he's only 27, so it's like.
Yeah, the numbers that really hit me were he's got an 80% catch rate.
Yes.
And quarterbacks throwing to him have a 121 quarterback rating when they're throwing to him.
My question is to you guys, though. He didn't do this at Ohio State. Is it the system he's in under Sean Payton with Drew Brees at quarterback, or is he just that talented of a receiver?
I think he's just that talented of a receiver.
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. You know, when you look at Drew Brees, one of the greatest of all times, and he's throwing to Michael Thomas, I mean, come on.
So you're saying
it might not necessarily be the system, but it's definitely the quarterback.
He'd have been killing it?
Was that?
So you're saying if we would have flipped him over to Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, he'd have been killing it?
Would we flip him over to Winston, would he be killing it?
Yeah. Now they
That's the question. You could give him a top quarterback, and he's going to be great.
Yes.
But when you give him the mediocre quarterback, if you give him Baker, is he going to be great? No. If you give him Brady, if you give him Breeze,
he'll be good. He'll probably be.
He won't be 149 catches.
He's a good receiver with the a top-rated quarterback. Aaron was asking, is he that good because of him, or is he that good because of the quarterback?
I'm gonna give you
but if you look, he also had Teddy Bridgewater for how many games? George was it? Was it 5 games or 7?
Yeah, I think like 7.
And he still put up the same type of numbers. So I'm thinking, and I'm an Ohio State fan, he fell into the right system because no matter what quarterback you're putting in there, it seems like the system is working for him to get his catches, his yards, and everything.
His plays and against the defense are going right.
Because I look at, like you said, you put him with, like you said, Jameis Winston. I look at who he had. Chris Goodwin last year, and Mike Evans did.
Mike Evans is Mike Evans.
OJ.
Well, but you say Michael Thomas better than both them guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think Michael Thomas will perform with whoever you put there. Like, since he ain't gonna get 149 catches because the Saints throw the ball like 85% of the damn time. No.
And Bridgewater, when he was started those 5 games, Bridgewater, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if George can check this up. I think 4 of the 5 games, Michael Thomas was over 100 yards and over 10 receptions in the games.
Yeah, he averaged 107 yards per game receiving.
Yeah.
Last year, like that's amazing.
I mean, the guy, I think he fell into the right system with the right quarterback and everything. He didn't do that at Ohio State. I mean, at Ohio State, he wasn't. He was a good receiver, but he wasn't great like when he went into the NFL.
And now he's got he's a great receiver, the system and the quarterback.
Personally, if I'm going to start a franchise, I'm taking the fastest man out there on that damn football field, and that's the Chiefs Hill.
That man got slave. I call him Slave Feet Hill because that man run like he got slave feet.
The dude.
Good luck catching him a beauty police.
He's my number 2.
I got Tyreek Hill too.
And that dude
Thomas
will leave you sitting there, like off the snap. He starts going down that field, and how many times did you just watch him? Like the
plays best.
The corner is just standing. He doesn't look like he's moving, and that dude's blowing past him like nobody's business, screeching down the field. There's nobody faster. He can catch the ball. I mean, he takes the top off of everybody. Listen, you talking about you give Aaron Rodgers that dude, and the Green Bay Packers make the playoffs.
He's got a good one in Devontae Adams, though. Don't forget about that in Green Bay.
Right, but you give him and Adams and Hill, and Green Bay makes the playoffs.
Another stat for Tyreek Hill. Since he came into the league, he has 10 50-plus yard touchdown receptions. Guess who's behind him? Deshaun Jackson, and he only has 5. And you put Deshaun Jackson up there kind of like one of the fastest wide receivers too, like in terms of speed. So like,
I think one of those intangibles with Hill too, they use him as a returner too, don't they? Like
running back. You put him all over the offense. Like you can just use him like
a monster. I actually took the wide receiver position. I knew everyone was going to go with Thomas or like those deep, tall threats, which I don't disagree with. I think if you're going number 1 wide receiver, it's probably one of those guys. But another guy that I think has just been consistent, steady. If you're talking the next 5 years, I think he'll still be around. Is Julian Edelman, and Patriots use him the same way. Like they run him, they use him as a returner. He's that slot receiver. He can go deep. Like he does everything. So, I mean, if I'm looking at a wide receiver 1, if all the big top guys are gone, like the deep threats, like he's on that list too. I mean, I feel like every year he catches 100 passes.
I like him. I like him too, but he's in a spot where you have to put that ball in a certain area or you're going to get him killed.
Today is to keep.
And I'm doing it for 5-6 years.
Right. Yes, with one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time, in Brady. Yeah. That dude's gone.
Andrew, I think you just described my second receiver. And I think he's got a lot left in him too. Is Julio Jones?
Yeah.
I think
he's another one.
This guy is always 100 yards, 10, 12 touchdowns. 100 receptions, 10, 12 touchdowns, 1,000 yards every year. I think he's one of the most trusted receivers in the NFL right now because you can throw it to him, he'll catch it.
I got a sleeper. My fault. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I got a sleeper receiver too, and he kind of came on late in his career, but he's a beast. And that's Adam Thielen from Minnesota. Like, this dude could beat you deep. He can go across the middle. He can take the hit. He's another one of those underrated wide receivers. And he can block too. Like, he ain't afraid of standing there and block, chip block linebackers, block cornerbacks, and everything like that. But I wonder how he going to do without Stephon Diggs, though, because he went to Buffalo. So, like, I don't know, with the combo thing with
the same thing. If you're going to do that, I mean, Juju was under Antonio Brown, and he turned out to be good. And then
Juju to me was never a number one. I always felt he was a number two that need a good number one.
That's what I'm saying. Juju was number two under when Brown was there. And that's why Juju made it big, because they were covering Brown so much. Now Brown's gone. What happened to Juju?
Yeah,
but you also. By the way, he's announced his retirement.
No, Big Ben. I mean, you're going to.
Antonio Brown.
No, he's making rap videos now with Rick Ross. So.
Ryan, I'm going to take one of yours that we had from Saturday, and I'll let you run with it, which was Jarvis Landry, which you brought up on Saturday.
I was going to say that.
In his first,
Ryan brought that up on Saturday, and that guy is one of the most talented hands in the NFL.
Yeah,
I want to say. Go ahead, Aaron. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I was throwing that guy out there because you had it on Saturday, so take it.
I want to say the first 5 seasons or 6 seasons. I forget how many seasons he's had so far. He's had over 1,000 receptions or 1,000 yards, receiving. He's always getting the big plays. He's always getting 10 touchdowns a year. He is just a sure-handed receiver, and he did it down in Miami where he had crap quarterbacks. And
he's doing it in Cleveland.
I was just going to say, Suds, thank you for saying that, because I hope Baker plays well, but Baker played well 2 years ago. Baker did not play well last year. You just gotta call it how it is. But the guy is getting 1,000 yards every damn year.
He's average, yeah. He has not missed a game since he started in 2014. He's played all 16 games in each season of the 6 years he has played. He has a total of 6,188 yards, 564 receptions out of 857 targets. He's played in every game he's been up there. He started 87 of 96 games. And I was going to say the same thing. I was waiting, I was going to say my third receiver would be, Jarvis, because like we were all saying, he has hands. Was it 2 seasons? Let me see. 1, 2, 3 seasons, 3 of the 6 seasons that were under 1,000 yards. Only 1 season was under 900, and that was his first year with 758. The other 2 seasons with 987 and 976, right there is 1 catch that could put him in 1,000 yards. I mean, you're asking for a receiver that's going to give you 1,000 yards a year. I mean, that's your third slot receiver if you're going with Michael Thomas or something.
And he's doing it as a number 2.
Yeah,
almost all the time.
He's number 1. And
I agree. No, I'm just saying
the Browns. Yes.
I agree. But like last, in Miami, and when last year with Odell, he was the number 2 receiver.
Yep. So he was marked as the number 2 receiver.
Yeah, he's been doing it as a number 2 receiver.
And the best thing I think about it too is when you're saying he's always number 2 is that I think he knows he's number 1 receiver, but him saying, "Oh, I'm the number 2 receiver," is obviously going to take a little more pressure off of him, because like I said, everybody's going to go guard Odell because he knows he's dangerous. So you're doubling him and then putting 1-on-1 with Jarvis, and then if Baker sees that, tag City all day. And then you're getting the headaches. Oh, I'm not getting looks. Now this is the one problem with Baker with the last 4 games we've had. I'm not getting the passes. I'm not getting my yardage. Well, I'm not getting my carries. Now it's where the hell is the ball going to go? And if if the Browns are going to trade somebody away trying to do something, the money is going to be on Jarvis. I mean, no one's going to – if you trade for Odell, it's because you only want him on your team looking for a fantasy roster. There's no way you're going to trade for Odell. Just be like, hey, I'm going to give you this guy for Odell to give you a lineman for Odell. I mean, I'd do it. I don't care, but I don't care.
I think Cleveland could get a draft pick out of him.
Yeah.
Second rounder.
Right team. Third rounder just to get him out of there.
Second and third.
But I think if Odell and Jarvis and Baker were all on the same page, they knew which one to do with Hooper coming in now. And I said this before. I said with Hooper signing with the Browns, it's going to cause problems with Daniel. And look what's going on right now. He wants out of Cleveland.
Who?
And
Njoku? They talking about bum ass Njoku.
Yeah.
That guy was
I never liked him. I said he was a good tight end.
I didn't like him either. He was all speed, no catch. He was just fast as hell. That was it.
That's why I didn't understand why we get rid of Seals. Why did we get rid of Seals to keep him? He could not prove himself to be there.
He's mediocre. He can catch the hard catches, but when it comes to 5-yard passes.
Yep.
Right?
But like I said, I'm with you on that one with the Jarvis, and I'm not just picking him because of the Browns guys. I'm picking him because of the stats.
Yeah.
I'm thinking him like he's there. He's proven himself to be whatever team he's on. Obviously, with Miami, God knows what quarterbacks they had with him. It's Miami, because he's been with more quarterbacks in Miami than he's been with the Browns. And he's still putting up 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah.
Andrew, I'm going to throw one out there for you. You said Edelman earlier. Cooper Kupp, I think, is in that same type of range.
Yeah.
And if Cooper Kupp can stay, healthy, he had that leg injury, but that's another receiver who you could be that third receiver on a team that would be a sleeper, because Cooper Kupp he has the speed to stretch the field, but he also goes across the middle or in and outs or whatever. But Cooper Kupp's another sleeper.
And you said Landry was a 2. Cooper was a 3 in St. Louis. Behind Woods and Cooks.
I'm looking at the stats from last year.
He led them, I think, in catches.
Oh, for sure. Looking at the stats from last year, there's only 2 wide receivers with double-digit touchdowns. Cooper Kupp's one of them with 10. And the other guy that I had, and maybe this is a homer pick, but it's Kenny Galladay.
Baby Tron.
Yeah. How many yards did he have? How many yards did he actually have?
Galladay got hurt last year.
Galladay.
Galladay.
I like Galladay.
So the crazy part about Galladay is he only had 65 receptions, but he ended up with 1,190 yards. That's insane. Like if you look at some of the other guys around
I didn't think that much. I was thinking 800 range. I was really thinking
they call him Baby Tron. They call him Baby Tron for a reason.
I said the same thing. I called him Baby Tron also.
Baby Tron. Like, get up there.
He played most
of
the year
without Stafford. But I hate him so much because
he ain't have Matthew Stafford too, though, for like the whole second half of the season too. That's why he probably had 65 catches.
I tell you what, he was one of the receivers that raped me last year in fantasy, because it's like whenever I needed a receiver, I think we're all in the same range.
I've been burned by Galladay before. I know exactly where you're going.
Give me that 500 points. And goddamn it, he'd give me 200 or 300.
He put up a dud, and then when you bench him, it's like, oh, now you go for 8 and 175 with 2 TDs. You couldn't do that last week.
I was like, either I lost because of receivers or I lost because of running backs. I'm just saying.
So in my one league, I had him and Jones Jr. on the same damn team, and I made the wrong freaking pick every week. One of them would go off, and the other one wouldn't do crap.
And then you still both have a 4-touchdown
game last year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and who still won that league?
This is a different league.
I was going to say, I know you're not bitching about my league in your performance. I know you're not.
This is a different one. The only other wide receiver, I don't think anybody's, maybe you guys did, maybe I missed it, but we talked about a ton on the last call I was on, but is DeAndre Hopkins. Like
D-Hop.
He has weapons. He has another receiver with him in Arizona with Larry Fitzgerald and Kirk. And you also got, Kyler Murray, quarterback, and Kenyon Drake at running back. I mean, that team can be pretty dangerous, especially in that offensive scheme that, that they run there.
Who we got in that division again? The Cardinals,
Seahawks, Rams,
49ers.
Niners, yeah.
And, see, that's another tough division.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
division-wise, yeah, but I'm looking at it more
like what Aaron said before. He said that Kyler Murray could be a top 5 quarterback in your section, but now he's got D-Hop with Fitzgerald. So who's really your number 1 receiver? Is it really Fitzgerald Or is it going to be
No,
D-Hop?
D-Hop.
It's got to be Hopkins.
It's going to be Fitzgerald that's going to have the most yardage because he's going to be your number 2, which is going to be wide open. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is back going to the Julius Smith and Antonio Brown.
Yeah, all reliable.
Which one are you going to double coverage because you can't double cover both of them?
You'll double cover D-Hop because Fitzgerald is kind of slow. Like, Larry Fitzgerald can't burn you.
As long as you catch it, the ball's moving down the field. I'll play 10 yards all day.
I ain't worried about Larry Fitzgerald running past me. Like, he ain't gonna run past.
Don't forget about Christian Kirk, though. Kirk has some hands too and has some speed. So I mean, that's her third receiver.
That's true.
He was hurt last year, wasn't he?
He was hurt off and on.
Yeah.
Well,
like you were saying too, we still got the running back behind him. That's why I said it's going to open up the defensive playbook for him because you can either do a slot out and see what happens with Drake. Because God forbid Drake trying to run the ball last year. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but Drake trying to run the ball, trying to make his own holes. I don't know if he thought maybe himself was Le'Veon Bell or something. I don't know. But it seemed like every time he was taking a one-on-one hit, he was losing.
But he did better when he went over to Arizona. When he was in Miami, I think he wanted out of there.
He wanted out of Miami. Yeah, he did. He wanted out. He wanted out. He wasn't gonna get paid, so he said, "I ain't with this."
Because that's one of the things too. Is I'm like, why do you go after him? I'm like, yeah, he's a decent running back, but I mean, like that's once again, like I said, if he literally tried thinking he was going to do a hit stick to some of these linebackers, I'm just curious on like why did he choose Ray Lewis to go after? Like why didn't he like go after like Brian Scott or so? I'm just throwing linebackers out there, you know? Why did he not go after those guys?
Yeah,
he literally went head on collision on some of these guys, and I'm like, the fuck were you thinking?
Taking it back to WR2. I kind of approached it as I wanted a wide receiver 2 who A, was young, 2, is a WR2, and is hungry to become a WR1. I went with Chris Godwin. 24 years old, and again, this past year, he had 1 drop the entire year. Put up 1,300 yards receiving and missed 2 games.
Due to a hamstring injury, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right.
I had him on my fantasy football team. I made a trade for him actually in a keeper league. And he's a 9th round keeper for me this year, so I'm pretty well on keeping him. And the other one that I have as a keeper in that league is A.J. Brown. That's another one that's not going to be too bad in Tennessee with Tannehill if he can come back as the same Tannehill from last season.
Yeah, A.J. Brown.
Talent wise, I agree 100% with Chris with Godwin. I think the one piece there is going to be, I think he has all the talent in the world, but how does he play now that he doesn't have Winston throwing the ball, just kind of chucking it up in the air? And how does he play with Brady? Like,
I think he'll play fine with Brady.
That's what we said before, that you put any receiver in front of Brady, he's liable to make one. I mean, look at all the receivers that he did in New England.
I don't disagree with that, but I think from a style of offense perspective, New England's always been even though, yes, I know Brady can throw the ball, they've always been more of a rushing team, that small, like that short, like 5-yard pass, 10-yard pass, like real quick, get rid of it.
Yeah, but that's not Bruce Arians' offense in Tampa. His offense is throw the football all over the field because they don't have a running game. Ronald Jones
I was going to say, who's the running back?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what happens when Brady goes there? Does that offense become Brady's offense, or does the offensive coordinator run it? Like, I mean, he brought in Gronk. It seems like Brady's getting all his way with everything. So is it going to become Brady's offense with the dink and dunk passes, or is it going to be?
Oh, you got a 2 tight end set. Don't forget about Cameron Brate there also.
That's
I mean,
true.
you have Gronk and Cameron Brate along with Evans and Godwin.
They got O.J. Howard. Don't they still got O.J. Howard too?
Howard over Brate.
O.J. Howard wants out, so Cameron Brate will be the second tight end there with Gronk.
I think Tom Brady will change his mind.
Once Gronk goes down in the first game, just saying.
Yeah, Gronk gonna miss some games. Gronk getting hurt.
There's a story about
one catch done. AB calls out Roger Goodell, demands the NFL and IG post not providing a deadline for his investigation after 11 months.
He just announced his retirement. Who cares?
Is that what that was?
We need him to stop. Stop.
His fourth retirement.
Yeah.
Stop. Brown, stop. Like,
I've always said,
go away. Go away, Antonio Brown.
I don't think you should be able to come back in again. Once you call retirement, it's over and done with. You're out. You're gone. No one's allowed back in.
First problem with what he just said about the investigation. You're not in the league, sir. You're not signed with anybody. They don't need to investigate anything. You're not in the league. You sign, then there's an investigation.
I wish Roger Goodell comes out there and said, "Listen here, gummy dicks."
Yeah.
Wow. Let me ask you this: does he make your all-criminal team?
Yeah, he was on there.
Okay, he's on there. Yes, he was on there. Him and his gummy
I want to make
dicks.
sure because he's part of one of the top criminals there.
Oh no, he wasn't anywhere near the top criminals. He's got an assault charge, a kidnapping charge.
Yeah, Antonio Brown is like
Isn't there a
the guy that tried to kill a judge.
Well, tell you, it wasn't a robbery. It was a kidnapping, a holding against the will, and an assault charge. But the inside the truck was his property, but he only did a no contest for a couple of things.
That dude's bipolar by all means. That dude is bipolar.
That is the definition. He is the definition of bipolar.
He hasn't been the same since Montez's birthday. He has not been the same since that hit.
Yeah.
You're assuming he wasn't like that before. Realize, listen, I'm gonna put this guy as one of the greatest coaches in the NFL in the past 20 years is the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach right now. He was able to keep those basket heads together for years with Bell and Brown and keeping them under control. Soon as they left there, Bell hasn't done a damn thing, and Brown has lost his fucking mind. And you gotta give Tomlinson coach of the decade.
No, he's too busy trying to trip people on the sideline.
Hey, at least they're trying to do something. At least the coach is trying to do something to help his team.
I didn't see him on the field. No, I'm just saying you're staring at the fucking screen.
Yeah. Sudge, you forgot Ryan's favorite quarterback too. That played for that team and all.
Roethlisberger.
In the basket case that he was.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, there you go.
Who was never convicted of anything.
Oh,
allegedly.
He paid him off.
No, it's not allegedly. He was never convicted of anything.
Didn't he marry her? The one that he...
No, that was the other girl.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the girl he married. This one was a full Christian. They weren't allowed to do anything until they get married.
If Roethlisberger had been charged and convicted, he'd be my starting quarterback over Michael Vick.
Yeah, I just want to say, welcome to the club, Ben Roethlisberger. He said he was addicted to alcohol and porn. When were you going to come out?
Yeah.
Well, Pornhub is free, so he's allowed to do it now.
So Aaron, I am curious for the tight end position. Did anybody go with Gronk over the weekend?
No.
Nobody took Gronk with Gronk.
No, we pretty much Kittles actually wasn't even picked between the three of us over the weekend.
I picked him.
Interesting.
Kelsey was on the list, but Kittles was not. There was some. I don't remember George. Who
said
you and Ryan took. One of my sleepers was Mark Andrews.
I was gonna say that. I would say going
Mark
young
Andrews.
Mark Andrews.
What about the Oakland tight end?
That was mine. I was going to say.
That
was another sleeper I had at fantasy. It was I picked him up off the waiver wire, and he killed for me.
I took Waller. I took Waller, and because that guy's just, almost 100 yards reception. 100 yards, 100 receptions for a tight end is just insane.
Right.
But I also took this guy's Mr. Consistent in tight ends. I took Zach Ertz from Philadelphia.
Another one.
Of course you did. He's the only weapon Philadelphia had. Everybody else was injured, including the quarterback.
Hey, and they made the playoffs over Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott.
And I took Kelsey and Hooper as my two.
Hey,
okay.
Hey, Kittle.
Wait, how are you going to take them just because they're on the two teams that you care for?
Hey, to be honest with you, though, Akers, when we looked it up, George looked it up. Austin Hooper was actually the third-rated or fourth-rated tight end last year in all of fantasy, all of football.
And to give it,
Akers just froze.
Well,
look.
Oh, that's a perfect picture to save, George.
5 minutes
George,
left.
that's a perfect picture to save. You got to snap that.
Wait a minute. It's silence from Akers. Oh Christ! Just soak it in. Soak it in. Well, when we were picking our things, when we were picking our things on Saturday, I was actually picking guys that George said you can pick. Everybody can pick. A couple of the same guys. I was actually picking guys that George and Aaron didn't pick. So I was trying to go away from what they were picking. So
and nobody picked Kittles. I was not one of us said Kittles, and crazy. Kittles was number 2 last year.
I picked Kittles.
I've got him in there. Yep.
And I picked him because I think Zoe said it himself about Michael Thomas. 80%, he caught 80% of his targets. I mean, when you're throwing at Kittles, he's catching. And in my opinion, he's the best all-around tight end. He blocks. He's a tight end that plays like a wide receiver.
I personally think Kelsey's better, though. Kelsey is, I think, is a better all-around player than Kittles, though.
He just like him, Clint, because he always likes.
I say Kittle better because I like my tight ends to block.
You just like him
because he likes block.
You just like him because he likes the WWE.
I was cool that The Rock did introduce them coming out the Super Bowl, though. That was raw, though. But no, I mean, like back-to-back 85-plus seasons of 1,000 yards. He almost broke Shannon Sharp's record for yards. He had like 200 something, but then they stopped throwing the ball in the second half. Like out of control. They just kept running it.
So next week we're going to have squares on how long Akers lasts. We're going to do 30-minute squares. It's a wash if he ever makes it through the whole thing.
Yeah, we might have to break it down into 15-minute.
I'm shocked. I made it through the whole thing. Georgia testified.
Yeah,
I don't think Akers.
We were going through hell.
Wait a minute.
I don't remember the last time Akers made it through the whole thing.
I had to switch computers.
Yeah, I was.
Usually that's not for me. I'm good. I gotta get out of here, guys.
I was gonna say we've only got 2 minutes left to go. The Facebook Live is actually still feeding our audio, but not our video for some odd reason. So the link in the stream is still locked in there. So that's why I have not cut it off or messed with it at all, because it says that we are still linked up. So even though that the live feed won't play a video, once this recording of this show, I can turn around and replay it again. So this way, this recording of the Zoom will actually play on the playback.
So I hope we get it up to 500 again, man. People need to watch.
Yeah, and listen, because believe it or not, I did turn around and put in the comments, you can finish listening to us on Redline, and I believe it was Mary and Colleen both actually did jump over, because I saw that we got 2 listeners on the Redline.
I just want to say thank you guys for letting me on Dueling Aces with you guys tonight. That was fun with the Team Ohio, Team Michigan.
Yes, thank you so much.
It was fun because you guys won.
Yeah, it was more fun one side than the other.
Yeah, it was.
Come to the dark side, Team Michigan.
Yeah, you're right. It is the dark side.
Andrew, it was great having you back again, sir. And
George, by the way, I'm dropping my protest since we won.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. Any final words?
I still have a protest over the true and false questions. Everybody got true and false questions besides me.
I didn't get one.
I agree, Suds. Mine was a trick, true and false too. So I'm on your side.
Yeah, you got screwed. No, my issue is one side getting a wrestling organization question, the other side getting a hey, who was drafted in 1983?
Hey, you guys got a wrestling question. I mean, you had Demon down here. He answered the Undertaker question correctly.
Yep.
True. All right, guys. Glad to be back.
We'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Appreciate it. You guys have a good night.
Hey, thank you guys.
Yep.
Peace.